It's the final week of the regular season, and for the first time since the playoff race heated up, Rhett Lashley and SMU are in control. Why? Because in the words of Lashley, his quarterback, Kevin Jennings, has complete control of the SMU offense. If Jennings can cap another perfect November, the Ponies will play in the ACC title game. They're facing a Cal team that was shocked by Stanford, then gutted when it cost head coach Justin Wilcox's job. Now Nick Rolovich returns to the sidelines for the first time since 2021 as Cal's interim head coach. 15 weeks of football, and it all comes down to this one moment for SMU, a win, and they advance to the ACC title game to play for a conference championship and the spot in the college football playoff. Virginia also in with the win. They're taking on Virginia Tech right now. Welcome to Berkeley. Laura Galindo here with Aaron Murray, Lauren Sisler on the sideline. Another magical November has propelled SMU to the cusp of the college football playoff. But how do the Ponies handle being in the driver's seat for the first time this season? They know what they got to do, win and in. Cal will return the opening kick. Jacob De Jesus trying to wrangle free and will be brought down shy of the 20-yard line. It's been a tough week for freshman quarterback Jaron Polotele. He was heartbroken over the firing of Justin Wilcox. Whoever the next head coach for Cal is, they got to focus on retaining him. Only North Texas' Drew Mestemaker, more passing yards among freshmen.
They ask him to do a lot for a true freshman. He's going to throw the ball north of 35, maybe even 40 times in this ball game here this evening.
Kendrick Raphael, his running back. And Raphael gets the carry, probing through without a forward pickup on first down. Second most carries in the ACC for Kendrick Raphael.
They need to take some pressure off their freshman quarterback evening, running the football. They have not been successful doing that this season, as of late. 80 or a few rushing yards in each of the last 6 games.
They'll to let Songo Polotele throw back. Leads the ACC in pass attempts. Lefty on the run and was trying to find a crossing receiver in Jaden Dixon-Veal, who only has 3 catches all season long. 3rd and 6 coming up.
Oh, the one thing that I do love about this freshman quarterback is his ability to make all the throws, and he's really not scared either. For someone who's not played a lot of football, there is absolutely no hesitation, especially in 3rd and long situations, to see a hole and let it rip.
Welcome to Berkeley, California. Laura Galindo with Aaron Murray, Lauren Sisler on the sideline. For SMU, it's really simple. They win this game against the Cal Golden Bears, and they advance to play in the ACC title game. Same stakes that Virginia is facing right now against Virginia Tech. For Cal, an emotional week. Justin Wilcox, 9th-year head coach, fired on Sunday after the embarrassing loss to Stanford in the big game. Jaron Polotele just picked up a crucial opening drive 3rd down conversion. The Cal offense now on the move, going to the bell cow, running back Kendrick Raphael.
And we're going to see throughout the ball game here this evening, Frederick Williams, the 3rd, backup left tackle, actually going to be number 42. They're going to add 6 offensive linemen here. They know they have to be better running against this SMU defense. Let's get some more big bodies in order to...
The Brian Harsin offense relies on versatile tight ends. They're to that position. Mason Minnie is out injury. Raphael, the ground. For Cal, the key, ball security and discipline. In that ugly loss to Stanford in the big game, 3 turnovers that led to 21 points for the Stanford Cardinal, 13 penalties for 123 yards. After that, the decision was made. Justin Wilcox fired, and now Nick Rolovich gets a second chance. Fired halfway through the 2021 season at Washington State, then became an assistant coach at a high school in Marin County, north of San Francisco. That is until Justin Wilcox became the only college coach to give him a second chance. Dumped down to Raphael, spinning out of the tackle attempt, but Alex Kilgore is able to bring him down.
Well, just man-to-man defense there across the board. You're going to usually get that in third and short situations. No one was covered. You find your check down, and then Alexander Kilgore's just got to be able to make that one-on-one tackle in the open field. Nicely done from this SMU defense.
Songopolotele was able to convert that initial third down. The SMU defense still very much underrated, despite the fact their DC Scott Simons is a semifinalist for the Broyles, given to the top coordinator in college football. The punt is away from Michael Kern. Here's Ymir Knight inside the 20. Knight so slippery and explosive, sets up Kevin Jennings at the 30-yard line. The engineer of the SMU offense, a soft-spoken quarterback with an obnoxiously loud game. Kevin Jennings, the only quarterback of the FBS that is 7-0 in the last 2 Novembers, and he squeezes as much as you possibly can get out of every play.
He really does. He's an ultimate playmaker. As you see our scout report right there, the play is never dead when number 7 has the bonus. He spreads the wealth, and the thing that this coaching staff loves raving to us about, just so much more disciplined when he gets outside pocket, not forcing it down the field.
Only Darian Minna with more passing yards in the ACC. Jennings lost his footing, got it back. This is where he is so electric. And on the first play, Jennings shows that scrambling ability to beat you 11 yards, first down. Now, this is something that Rhett Lashley wants to do on this opening drive. How crazy is this? First 15 plays, wants to get 8 different players touches outside Jennings.
Well, it just puts such a stress on the defense of who's going to be the focal point offensively. When 8 different guys are getting the football, you really can't get a beat what this offense wants to do each and every week.
Jennings pulls it from TJ Harden, and the completion to RJ Maryland. It's been about a year and a couple of weeks since surgery to report a torn ACL. There's one touch.
Yeah, that's one touch right there, and I love the accuracy. This ball's got to be on time, in rhythm, and to the outside, and 7 puts it in a great spot for his tight end.
Here's the hammering running back, TJ Harden. They have a few dynamic running backs, all their factors in the pass game, but Harden is the guy that can lower the shoulder. Now leaning into tempo. Top 25 nationally in pace of play. They want to go even faster here in the month of November. Jennings, quick toss, got away from Jordan Hudson.
The thing that I'm most fascinated, Lo, when I watch this offense is they're doing a lot of this tempo, but they're doing it at what we call 12 personnel. 1 running back, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. But if you just looked at the formation right there, it looked like you had 4 or 5 receivers. So you're able to do so much with those tight ends, presenting different formations to a defense. And as an offensive guy, you always want that side of the football to have to communicate when it comes to the personnel and formations.
SMU has been lights out, 63% on third down last 2 games. Look at that 12 personnel percentage, 47%. Third most of the FBS. Empty for Jennings, a pump fake. Here comes Cal, and he lost the footing. He lost the ball momentarily, but was able to get it back. And Cal brings the pressure.
A rare slip and fall from Kevin Jennings. Now, I believe his left tackle, Bird, might have stepped on him or maybe tangled feet right there, but those are the moments where you kind of hold your breath as a defensive coordinator when you see Kevin Jennings spin, get outside the pocket. And for Cal, a little bit of a breather right there to be able to get off the field on their first possession on the defensive side.
Saw Jennings lose that footing twice on that opening drive. Wade McSparron, punter out of Australia. Hitting set to put the boot into it. And the lefty punter does. De Jesus calls for the fair catch. And it will be Cal football inside the 20-yard line. Drive number 2 for the lefty freshman, Songopolotele, will return. Welcome to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Geico. And welcome to beautiful Berkeley, California. I'm Loa Galindo here with Aaron Murray. Lauren Sisler will join us from the sidelines. Now, if November really the month to remember, SMU becoming an unforgettable program. They have the second best record in the last 4 Novembers. Only Georgia is better than SMU's 14-1 mark. One more, they're going to the ACC championship.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You want to be playing your best football in this month. You want to be getting better and better every single game and put yourself in a situation where you can represent your conference and then from there go to the playoffs.
Patted down right in your face as Ahmad Moses got in there on Songopolotele for the breakup.
And Moses is, if the ball's in the air, no matter what, number 3 is usually somewhere around it. 5 interceptions on the season, unable to get to the quarterback, so be able to jump up there. But it taking one right off the face mask. But a nice deflection on first down defensively.
Here's a 2nd and 10. The lefty freshman quarterback, emotional week after Justin Wilcox was fired. DeJesus is always in the right place. 9.8 catches per game since October 1st. The best mark in the FBS.
And what an absolute stud of a route right here. Bam! Puts that right foot in the ground, very friendly. But his quarterback throws it with nice anticipation and on time for that high safety. Is able to make a play in the football, but look at these crazy numbers that he's been able to put up this season.
DeJesus in motion, he'll line up everywhere. Screen, completed to Raphael, who's got a hole and rips through it to the 50-yard line. Back-to-back big gainers for the Golden Bears.
Well, this is an offense that has struggled to run the football this year, going against a really talented front 7, being able to stop the run. How do you get quick game to essentially be a run game? Part of that is the screen game. These are run plays for this offense here this evening. Get the ball to your playmakers quickly, protect your quarterback, and essentially try to get as much as you can with the ball in your playmakers' hands.
An emotional week of practice for the Golden Bears. They looked sluggish on Tuesday, but have responded nicely. Raphael gets out of a little traffic jam and scampers close to the 45-yard line. This is not like the SMU offense, where it's 8 different players with touches in the first 15 plays. It's primarily Raphael running the football, DeJesus doing the receiving.
Yeah, it's all about DeJesus on the outside. And he's only 5'7", 170, but finds a way in the slot and outside to create enough separation for his quarterback.
On a 2nd and 7, swinging it out to Dixon Veal. Check that, Karan Adams. Transfer from FCS, South Dakota, coming up with his first completion of the night. 9 yards, first down.
The one thing I love about Sanga Politele is just the quick release. The ball is out. You saw it on that seam pass a few plays ago to his top receiver, and then that one right there as well. A little pressure in the face, ball's out right now, and it's very accurate as well.
Has a chance to join Jared Goff as the only Cal freshman to go over 3,000 passing yards in a season. DeJesus, the sidearm sling. The freshman quarterback got rocked as well by Isaiah Smith, the top pass rushing threat for SMU. How about that arm angle?
And this is like the lefty version of Patrick Mahomes right here. You're seeing both these quarterbacks this evening be able to do it. I mean, that's a duck of a duck. But you know what? It got out low. Spirals are optional.
Hey, that's probably the only angle that he had. DeJesus is dropped for a loss. Kyron Chambers got through the block. Cole Basha tried this. Look, this is an SMU defense. Elite at tagging. Only then club takeaway, aka SMU defense.
No, they're very good at 3 levels. I mean, the takeaways is the best thing. If you're able to score points on offense, and then the other side take it away, give your offense good field position, you're going to win a lot of ball games, which Mustangs have this year.
3rd and 8, Raphael right up the gut, lowers the shoulder, takes it to the 26-yard line. That's a first down pickup, 11 yards for Kendrick Raphael.
This offensive line doing the dirty work up front. Nick Morrow, number 52, the left tackle. He's going to get into your screen along with, once again, the 6th offensive lineman, number 42, Frederick Williams. That's why you bring more big bodies in there.
It's an O-line that has really struggled. The penalties were awful a week ago. The big game against Stanford. They look re-energized here. Sanga Politele with plenty of time, deep drop, and tries to find a diving Dixon Veal, incomplete.
Well, there is not a throw that this young quarterback is afraid to make, and I love the gunslinger mentality. You got to be careful at times against a defense like this that is such a ball-hawking, get after the quarterback, but you also don't want to take away that superpower of his and that willingness to try and fit into tight windows.
Sanga Politele, 5 of 7, 43 yards on this drive. Trick plays, always part of the prescription for a Harsin offense. Raphael They're just saying if you can't slow this guy down, we ain't going to go away from it.
I wouldn't either right now, man. If you can run the football, I think this is something a little bit shocking maybe to SMU's defense of, hey, this team can't run the football. They know how good we are at stopping the run. Are they even going to attempt to do it? And right now through the first quarter, they're saying, we're going to give it a go a little bit, see what we can do on the ground. And obviously right now they had a lot of success doing it.
In the zone where Jacob De Jesus is among the national leaders in red zone catches, despite the fact he's 5'7". He's at the bottom of the screen. Tight end in motion, Raphael the carry. First down pickup for Kendrick Raphael. Second most broken tackles in the ACC. Also showing he's got a burst.
Oh, he's definitely got a burst down here. He gets this football, and it is see the hole, get downhill, put the shoulder down, understanding where the first down is, and delivering the boom.
And an injured SMU defensive player, their star, Isaiah Wokobia, is down, being checked out. Take a break, check on him when we return.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Geico. It feels good to Geico.
Cal playing for pride. SMU with the win. They go to the ACC championship game. Unfortunately for the Mustang defense, moments ago, Isaiah Wokobia, the leading tackler, making his way to the medical tent, arm. Talking about a young man that's closing in on back-to-back 100-yard seasons, 100 tackle seasons, and right now the SMU defense needs a stop. Only Indiana is better in the red zone. Opponents converting 26% over the last 6 games. That's the best stretch in America. Kendrick Raphael is cooking. Already 9 touches for the running back. Songo Polo Tele was looking for the big target, Tron Grizel. At 6'4", he's a popular target with the fades in the end zone.
Well, Marcellus Barnes, one-on-one. It's man coverage. Quarterback sees it. He knows where to go. I'm going to find my big receiver on the outside, but it's stride for stride. And SMU saying, we're one of the best defenses in the red zone in the country for a reason. We ain't going to just give you a back shoulder fade. I would not doubt, got to find some way to get some size out there, so look for Grizzle to continue to be a target in the red zone.
13th play of the drive. Kendrick Raphael, not much there, maybe 2 yards, as Isaiah Smith brings him down. Smith up there with Ruben Bain in terms of the most disruptive forces off the edge in the ACC. Huge 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, let's see, how do you protect your quarterback, and how can you, if you're SMU, make him uncomfortable in the pocket? Do you bring an all-out blitz? Do you play it a little bit more conservatively, stay back? It's been one of the best teams in the country, being able to take down the quarterback.
At some point, Brian Harsin is going to do something that makes you say, what was that? Will it be here? Raphael in motion. Songapolo Tele to throw. Backside pressure. He gets out of it. A flag is down. Pass into the end zone. Touchdown, Cal. Tron Grizel.
Holding. Offense number 66. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
7.8 penalties per game. All 4 teams with more than the Cal Golden Bears. That a race touchdown.
Sanga Politelli trying to pull off his little Kevin Jennings action. No one's open down the field. Clearly a hold on the outside. But really like the athleticism of the young quarterback, feeling the pressure, getting out of it. Unfortunate for Cal, they're not able to capitalize for the touchdown there due to the holding. Now all of a sudden, because of this defense, the turnovers, the ability to get sacks, I'm playing this conservative a little bit. It's been a great drive for Cal. Make sure you get points, or at least an opportunity to kick the ball here.
Yeah, you need a payoff after 14 plays on a single drive. Songapolo Tele eludes the pressure, back foot throw, one-on-one in the end zone, and just overshoots Javen Plummer. No flag. And 4th and 18 for the Cal Golden Bears.
Well, that's the risk right there you take when you try to call play down the field. Defensively, you know, it's 3rd and long. Let's get after the quarterback. Maybe we can push them out of field goal range. So they're bringing essentially an all-out blitz. And once again, the young quarterback's able to get out of the pocket, at least throw the ball out of bounds and save the kicker a few yards.
40 yards here for Chase Meyer. It's been back and forth with Meyer and Abram Murray all season long. Meyer 8 for 11. Will Cal get on the board first? They will. Not exactly what you want after a drive of this length. They got into the red zone, but yet again, Rhett Lashley's defense flexes its might inside the 20, limits Cal to only 3.
Kevin and Trevor, your Chick-fil-A move on the field. Virginia needs to win, and they're in the ACC Championship. This is Chandler Morris to Sage Ennis.
And this was at the end of an 80-yard drive, which is more than half of their total yards right now.
14-0 Lowell, the Cavaliers on top.
Kevin, that's what you want to do after an 80-yard drive, punch it in. For Cal, unfortunately, a 15-play drive, longest scoring drive this season, but it only leads to 3 points. And just like UVA, SMU, same ramifications. They win this game, they go to the ACC Championship. Dalen Singleton, first return of his career, and takes it just shy of the 20-yard line. Let's check in with Lauren Sisler.
Look, guys, you know, the numbers for Kevin Jennings are impressive, but Rhett Lashley, just what makes him different is really his incredible humbleness as well as elite confidence. When he comes out here on the football field, he knows he's going to beat you. That's how he plays, and his teammates really off of that. It's a rare mix of humility, swagger. Jennings took it to another level this offseason. He went all in on the mental side, telling his coaches he wanted OC on the field, and really that growth has elevated his confidence and this entire offense to a whole new level.
1 for 2 start for 12 yards, lost his footing twice on the opening drive. That's Jordan Hudson. That is the playmaker for this SMU receiving corps.
Yeah, Jordan Hudson playing at an extremely high level right now. Missed the first few games of the season, was banged up in the first possession of their first game, but since then has just been absolutely electric. 6'1", 200 pounds, has turned into one of the premier receivers in the ACC.
TJ Harden tries to cut it back up, and TJ Bush, excellent off the edge for Cal, is there to make the stop. It's a Cal defense that really struggles against the run, 4.6 yards per carry, 94th in the FBS. But now they have SMU facing a 3rd and 5.
Oh, they're pretty good against the pass, though. Number 2 in the conference when it comes to passing yards given up per game. So if they're able to win first and second down, they feel like they can match up on the outside and slow down this passing attack from SMU.
Jennings to throw, stretching the field and overthrowing Romello Brinson. Hezekiah Masses in coverage. There is a flag down after that incompletion.
And Masses was locked up from the very start on that inside fade, man-to-man coverage. What you want from a quarterback when you look up and you have that route is like, hey, I got man, let me take a shot down the field. And you're not going to see it later on, but it was early that you saw Masses grabbing the jersey of Brinson. A very physical, well past that 5 yards, grabbing, shoving. And I think a good call there from the ref.
Pass interference. Defense number 15. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
And he meant number 5 there for a 15-yard penalty.
So SMU is able to convert, stretching the field. The opening play of the game, Kevin Jennings scrambled for an 11-yard pickup. He leads America in completions and attempts out of the pocket since the start of last season. And they specifically try to balance the play calls to move his pocket, knowing that on his own, he's naturally going to get out of the pocket. Chris Johnson Jr., the tailback, the pitch to the speedy son of one of the fastest running backs in NFL history. And that brings us to our impact players, brought to you by Pizza Hut.
Yeah, there's a lot of impact players on both sides of the football, but these are the guys I'm looking at for. You saw DeJesus there early on the game. He's going to be the key guy offensively. Brett Austin, terrific DB there for Cal. Then RJ Maryland, really excited about these tight ends for SMU.
Johnson patient, then he punches the gas. You ain't going to catch him if his name is Chris Johnson. 54 yards for Chris Johnson Jr.
We just talked about how much this defense struggles against the run, and you're going to see two of the big uglies up front, Savion Byrd and Lepar, pulling from left to both really nice kick blocks. And then from there, Chris Johnson using that elite speed to see the hole, hit it, take it the distance.
It's a different SMU team. That clunker against Wake Forest. No one was talking about the he's going to the college football playoff. Rhett Lashley loves the way his team has responded. 3 straight wins since, averaging about 480 yards per game in that stretch. Now they are a contender.
Let's go back and look at the touchdown and highlight these offensive linemen. We always talk about the skill guys. Let's give some love to the big boys up front. You're going to see left tackle, left guard. They're going to pull, use their athleticism to get from left to right, and then one kick out. Then the second guy is going to get to the linebacker, and then from there you get a speedster to the third level, essentially to where the safeties are untouched. It is Asa Lavisa. We're out of here, baby, for the first touchdown of the game.
It's one thing to have speed. It's another dimension to have pace. And Johnson waited for his moment. And Kevin Jennings and SMU now on the board. Everything on the line here. Win and in. Everything fell into place last week with that Pitt upset win against Georgia Tech. That set up this game for SMU to control its destiny. De Jesus from the 2-yard line. The man is down, and De Jesus again shy of the 20. To the studio and Kevin.
All right, Lowell, the Capital One rewarding performance turned in by Alabama's Ty Simpson and Isaiah Horton.
Simpson only has 5 completions, but this shows why an experienced quarterback is what you need. He was under pressure, fading back, and threw off his back foot. Still a perfect throw.
Auburn just 20 yards in the first quarter. Lowell.
And you don't think a program like Auburn or Arkansas would love to have this man as its head coach? Well, SMU, the program that flexed its financial might to get to the ACC, did it again to lock up Lashley with a contract extension. He ain't going anywhere. Building an emerging juggernaut in Dallas. Raphael slipped through a tackle. Does not get back to the line of scrimmage. Lauren.
Hey guys, wanted to give you a quick update on Isaiah Wacobia. He went out of the game with a left wrist injury, went into the tent, and then the trainer came out and talked to Rhett Lashley. You could see Rhett Lashley shaking his head, and then they actually took Isaiah into the locker room, and he has not returned. His jersey and pads were off, so not looking good for that young man, and certainly a big loss for this SMU football team.
He has been a game wrecker in the secondary for SMU. But this team is connected all sorts of time, and the comeback complete to Jacob De Jesus, senior transfer from UNLV.
Well, I just love the timing of these two quarterbacks, the quarterback and his top receiver of, hey, great protection up front, nothing's open, nothing's open. De Jesus actually gonna run a wheel route, sees his quarterback needs to get the ball out, comes back very friendly. Now we're gonna get a little wildcat action.
It's the former Ohio State Buckeye Devin Brown who enters at quarterback, the man that Songapolo Tele beat out as a true freshman to win this job. And Brown will pitch, and it's Anthony Lee taking it left side. Now just be careful with Cal. I have not seen a team on film have more plays with potential double passes than these Golden Bears.
That is the end of the first
bring us
quarter.
to the end of the first quarter. Cal struck first with a field goal. Chris Johnson Jr. and company responded with a tunny. 7-3 SMU.
Coach Rollo, it's been an emotional week for your football team. How have you seen the energy and focus here in the first quarter?
I think they love playing for each other. They're playing hard. We're in a game right now. Driving it pretty good on offense. Got a good stop early on D. Popped a run, SMU did, but make some adjustments, keep playing.
Thanks so much.
Honored to play with these guys.
And loves Wilcox, who hired him as an offense analyst before the start of the season, primarily working with Brian Harsin in the quarterback, so he is tight with Songa Poltele Has had to work his true freshman quarterback through a tough week, and the spin from Kendrick Raphael, who's been stealing the show. The man is now up to 12 touches, and we're just getting going.
Well, I think the most impressive thing with this offense is in this ball game, 44 rush yards in the first quarter. A week ago, they had 12 rush yards the entire football game. So they're saying, we don't care how good you are stopping the run. We're going to get a little bit more physical here this evening.
Fresh set of downs for the Cal Golden Bears. Raphael, and running it up the gut for about 4.
Well, too, it's just downhill zone running. It's the 5 offensive linemen, really 6 offensive linemen, bringing in number 42, Frederick Williams, who's coming out right now to take a little bit of a breather. But it's just downhill, big bodies moving big bodies, creating enough space for the running back to continue to get positive yards early on in this ball game.
And limited with no Mason Minnie, their top tight end, for an offense that relies on versatility and bodies at that position. Flag is down. Kendrick Raphael with the carry. Terry Webb brings him down.
Personal foul, illegal hands to the face. Defense number 9, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That goes against big Cam Robertson, another destructive force on this SMU defensive line. I think the Cal fans were just pumped up that it was a penalty not on their team, because that has been a factor. The holding call that took away a potential touchdown on the second drive for Cal, and the PI defensively on 3rd down to set up the SMU touchdown.
I don't know about that one right there. I think that's a little, maybe they got the number wrong. I didn't really see hands to the helmet.
From the 35, Jaron Kiade Songopolatelli, a quarterback, feels the rush from Smith, lets it fly, and uncorks a beauty. Come on now. Javen Plummer, and Cal takes the lead.
Only Javen Plummer's second reception of the season. He had 1 for 51 yards heading into this game. So if he's going to catch it, it's going to be an explosive play. And Sanga Politele sees the man-to-man across the board, looks the safety off very nicely, and then throws the ball a little bit underthrown, but in a position where his receiver can catch it, secure it, get 2 feet in, and score a touchdown to regain the lead here early on in the second quarter.
You know where Javen Plummer is from? The Big D, Dallas, Texas. He knows about these SMU ponies and trying to knock them out of the ACC title picture.
Look at the eye discipline from the quarterback, the young quarterback throwing dimes.
This is the ACC on ESPN. Cal trying to ruin the SMU celebration. Doing a solid job of that. Javen Plummer coming up with the second catch of the season, his first touchdown. And Jaron Kiade Songa Polotele just threw his 9th go-ahead touchdown of the season. That is among the national leaders. Ron Rivera, the GM, former Cal great of this Golden Bears program. So the question he's going to ask in the interview process is, why Cal? Well, when it comes to the people interviewing for this job, they're going to ask, well, is Songa Polotele going to stay? And the return here for SMU is Singleton running right into traffic, and a late flag is down. All right, let's see what we got here from our officiating crew.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 84, 10-yard penalty, first down, SMU.
Well, AT&T is keeping you connected with our bracket insights. We got the simple stuff on the left. Virginia's in with the win. They're up on Vautech. SMU in with the win. Miami and Duke are still alive, and it's convoluted. I'm not going to try to make that sense because, look,
please try.
No.
Please try.
It comes down, though, to a Sports Source analytics ranking that the public does not even have access to. That's how convoluted I'm talking. Kevin Jennings, play fake, chucking it downfield. He was looking for his tight end, but there was miscommunication there. Matthew Hibner could not find it. Well, sign up now at ESPN.com and fill out your own CFP bracket challenge presented by AT&T.
I'd rather much be in Virginia and SMU shoes. Just win it in. You're not stressing out. You know, Miami had a terrific win early on today. Now, obviously, they're watching a lot of football, hoping and praying they get a shot.
Jennings, clean park off the hips and picked off. Aiden Bonatai to the 15-yard line. His first interception of the season and of his career. The freshman from Hawaii getting the love from his DC.
Well, they're going to run a mesh concept. It ends up being zone coverage. You really don't like mesh first zone. The tight end's going to sit down because it's a zone coverage. It's not man, and just does not get his head turned around fast enough. And Kevin Jennings put a little bit of a heater on this football. Ball bounces up, a quarterback's worst nightmare when that ball bounces up like that. And Cal with all the momentum here early on in the football game.
So one freshman from Hawaii sets up another one. Songa Polotele. This is going to be Raphael. Oh, popping pads, get the helmets involved. Down at the 15-yard line, Ahmad Moses.
Well, the reason why Songa Polotele has been able to have some success early on in this football game, the previous touchdown, defensively SMU is like enough. We got to play some man coverage. We got to put more bodies in the box, and he's able to take a shot down the field. So it all starts right now as with this Cal running game taking pressure off their young quarterback.
Two-back look. Sangapolo dumps it down. Anthony League lowers the shoulder and at the 11-yard line.
Another great example. Songa Polotele getting through his reads. No one's there. Finding the check down and just understanding take completions, and also in the red zone, take care of the football. Don't give it back. Understand there's good points to be had on this drive and take advantage of the good field position your defense got you.
Devin Brown now checks in at quarterback. Songa Polotele off the field. Pre-snap motion, a staple of the Cal offense. Raphael eludes a potential TFL. Can he get the edge? Yes! First down, Kenrick Raphael.
Well, it's a race to the outside versus Alexander Kilgore. And Raphael, a little bit of a stop, start, stiffy, and then just says, I see the first down, and it's a sprint to get there. What a first half for that young man. Been doing it all in the run game for the Cal Bears.
Brown stays in at quarterback. Heavy formation, diamond look. Bosha to the right, Tofi to the left. Raphael swallowed up by the interior of the SMU line. Cameron Robertson coming over to make the tackle.
And Terry Webb just had a tremendous get off there. Big number 4. 6'3", 313, got off the line of scrimmage in a hurry, just swim right over the top to stop the run game. I don't know about this Devin Brown thing in there. Maybe they're trying to set things up for the later, but I'm not seeing the ball out of number 3's hands.
Well, he's back in there. Songa Polotele checks back in. De Jesus motions out. He goes to De Jesus. He gets a block, and we've got ACC upheaval. De Jesus scores. And just like this conference race, getting flipped upside down.
Good things happen when number 21 touches the football. One of the best athletes in college football has to take some of his receivers and tight ends doing the dirty work on the outside, perimeter blocking, finding the way to get into the end zone for another touchdown for Cal.
But it was all set up by the takeaway. A part of the Cal defense that had really struggled. But the second takeaway in the last 5 games. Aiden Monetai leads to this. De Jesus getting a huge block, showing he can do some damage too. And of course, stick the landing. 17-7 count.
Back like reversing out the whip for a drop.
ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Geico, is brought to you by Sealy Posturepedic, expertly engineered for superior support.
Senior day in Berkeley, adding emotions. It's not just losing your head coach, Justin Wilkes, who has been a model head coach for the scout program for 9 seasons. The timing of it all. Heartbreaking loss to Stanford following Sunday. The decision made by Ron Rivera, the GM, to part way with Wilcox, a player that was a coach that was loved by all his players. They have rallied as a team. They're making a statement here, up on SMU 17-7, when the Mustangs simply need to win this game to advance to the ACC championship. Singleton. Oh, clobber! Everybody's hitting. Doing it for Justin Wilcox. I think he'd be proud at that time of physicality. Harrison Taggart putting a thud on him.
Coming down, everyone's feeling good right now. All three phases of the game for Cal working. And for SMU right now, they just get a possession. Right now, time of possession, over 15 minutes to Cal. SMU, right around just over 4 minutes time of possession. They need to find a way to string some plays together right now, just start getting some first downs.
They have been so dominant in conference games. This is the largest deficit for SMU in a conference game since 2022. And backside tackle made by Paco Austin.
Yeah, Austin, one of our impact players of the game. We're going to bring what we call a cat blitz, a corner blitz from the outside. You do a lot of times in passing situations. Also, when you just want to add defenders to the box to stop the run, you sneak the corner in there. He's able to make the tackle for a short gain. Number 4 on the bottom of your screen.
$12 total plays for SMU. Harden looking for some sort of bite, finds it, and Harden coming up with his longest run of the night. It was the Chris Johnson Jr. 54-yard touchdown run that got SMU on the board. Keep in mind, this would be worse. It was a 15-play drive for Cal that was set back because of a penalty that led to a field goal. Right down a touchdown. And here's Harden. Nothing there. Dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Cade Ulawabe with the stop. A junior out of Jordan, Utah.
Ulawabe just dissects it and just weaves so nicely in between the defensive tackle and defensive end to get the tackle for the loss. Back to SMU right now. Jennings been very quiet in this game. Had some footing issues on the first possession of the game. Really not seen Seven make too much of an impact so far. You get him an easy completion, start gaining his confidence right now.
Coming off his best game of the season. 303, 78% completion percentage against Louisville. Swings it and wide open is TJ Harden going up and going over and getting the first down.
Well, that's an easy completion. Everyone drops defensively and just a nice check down to the outside. Accurate ball. Able to keep his running back on the move, and then the little bit of the hurdle up and over.
5 different SMU players now with touches after the first 15 plays. They wanted 8. Right now, it's find the go-to guys and try to erase this 10-point deficit. 3rd and 1. Harden, short yardage beast, and he moves the chains. TJ Harden coming into this game, 44 runs for first downs. Tied for the most among ACC running backs. And that was the goal in the first 15. They got 5 different players touches. Jennings, was thinking about taking a shot. Harden, hands out of the backfield. Solo tackle is made by Kamari Shimwell.
You made a good point. He wanted to take the shot, but that's the discipline from year 1 to year 2 with Kevin Jennings. Just because you want to do something doesn't mean you put your hand in the cookie jar.
Slipping out of a tackle in the backfield as that was Ulawave flying in yet again and back to the line of scrimmage. Third down coming up here for the SMU offense.
Look out for number 2, Jordan Hudson. 24 receptions in the last 3 games. Number 2 at 6'1", 200 pounds. One of the best receivers in the ACC. Third and long situations. It's a good opportunity. They're going to put him in the slot, see if they get him matched up on a linebacker or safety.
Jennings to throw, flushed. This is where he is brilliant, but Ulawave's even better. Forces him out, stares him down, and Cal gets the stop.
Well, they wanted to throw the ball to Jordan Hudson on just a curl route, but defensively, the DBs were all on top of it. Kevin Jennings sees it, doesn't want to throw it. As he gets back to his number 1 receiver, says, hey, go deep for me. And everyone stays home nice. That's a disciplined job defensively there. And watch Hudson. He's going to be the guy right now. Possibly if you get your eyes over there a little bit sooner, maybe could have dotted your receiver. But this Cal defense continues to make plays.
Makes Sperron's punt, jugs it off to Jesus, calls for the fair catch at the 14-yard line. And the Cal Bears flexing every phase. 17-7, trying to mess up this ACC championship game race. Welcome back to Berkeley, California, where everything is up in the air. It was crystal clear for SMU. Win this game, a game you were favored to win after Cal fired its head coach, and you go to the ACC championship game. Now this is clear. If SMU loses this game, they have no path to that championship game. 17-7 lead by Cal. And there is De Jesus. Now, Brian Harsin, offensive coordinator for Cal, was the OC at the University of Texas when Manny Diaz was the defensive coordinator at Texas. Diaz is cheering on Harsin as loud as he possibly can right now because the team with the most to gain from an SMU loss, Manny Diaz and the Duke Blue Devils.
Yeah, a lot of crazies. We just showed the graphic earlier, but Duke is still in it when it comes to getting to the ACC championship if a couple things happen, including SMU losing here this season.
Spinning out of tackles, Kenrick Raphael, feed the beast. That's now 17 touches between carries and catches for Raphael.
I mean, this is literally an offense that 6 games, and right now, midway through the second quarter, already at 69 yards.
In the field. This feels like a game that Cal is firmly in control. And we mentioned could have been even worse, but a red zone field goal on the second drive of the Golden Bears. Almost took it the distance. Cam Robertson just potentially saved Raphael from finding 6.
Well, look at number 55, Leon Ball. Just take the defensive tackle, move him like 7 yards from the right all the way to the left. And that is a wide open, watch 55, just take 55 on 55, crime, taking him out of the ballpark. And then number 1, Raphael, doing the rest.
Brian Harsin's offense, it is the worst rushing offense in the FBS coming into this game. 18 carries, 78 yards here. They've turned it around in a hurry, playing with urgency, and that's another first down pickup.
And it's nothing, not a lot of misdirections, not a lot of eye candy for the defense. It's just more of we're getting lined up, and not even tempo either, just line up and go. And you see the graphic. Right now, this game, the rush yards, this could be a career night for this run game this season.
2 big bodies in motion. And it's League. League running hard. And picks up 5 yards on first down.
Masanga Politelli heading into this game, past couple games, 45 attempts per game over the last 2 weeks. So you're taking some pressure off him. You're going to see this SMU defense to creep up. Going to give him some one opportunities on the outside.
And pay attention to the clock.
Yep.
SMU wants to be, especially at this time of the year, among the fastest teams in college football. Cal taking its merry time. League, give him 2 yards. Setting up a 3rd and manageable here.
Oh, about double the possession time in the first half right now. About 16 minutes to 8 minutes. And yeah, for Cal at the moment, 3 minutes to go in this half. They would love to finish it off with the ball in their hands. So this is a good opportunity to get in the headset of your quarterback and tell him to slow things down and eat up some clock.
And there's some movement. Flag is down. Sangapolo Tele tries to find Grizel. And let's figure out what we got here with the flag. Now Cal is arguing from the sidelines, should have been one on that contact against Grizel.
Offside, defense number 9, 5-yard penalty results, and a first down.
Well, it's another first down with the offsides defensively, and now under 3 minutes to go, you really start to think we can eat up the rest of the clock here in the first half and really not even give SMU an opportunity to get the ball back in their hands here in the first half. Man-to-man coverage across the board.
Sangapolo Tele so comfortable. One-on-one. De Jesus is grabbed. How is there not a flag? Here comes. I mean, he was just wrapped up by Kyron Chambers for good reason.
It's just awareness there. Man-to-man coverage. Where's my top receiver in the slot? Slot fade. Underthrown football. But you said it pretty obvious.
Defense number 12. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Pretty obvious holding call there from Chambers. Grabbing the arm, jersey as well, trying to make a play on the football. Yeah, look at that left arm grabbing right between the 2 and 1 on the front of the jersey.
They say De Jesus is a GPS champion. When they track player activity in practice, they have to slow him down so he doesn't overuse himself. He is that active. Not just in practice, but in the game plan as well. Raphael leaning on those big bodies up front and getting a push.
Well, I want to stick. Let's go down to Lauren and talk a little bit more as well.
Yeah, Lowell, he only knows one speed, which is wow. They have to actually slow him down in practice and do walkthroughs from time to time so he's not continuing to run full speed. Most humans couldn't go as hard as he goes, said Rolo, and still to be this healthy at the end of the season, it's pretty impressive.
We do have an injured SMU defensive player. And this is an SMU defense that does not have Isaiah Wokobia, who was knocked out of the game with an injury on the second drive. We're looking at his left wrist. And this is Brandon Booker. And Booker, an outstanding middle linebacker who was all over the place in the win against Louisville, sophomore from DeSoto, Texas, in the Metroplex. And he's going to walk off. And they'll need him back to slow down this Cal offense. Next Sunday at noon Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app, it's the exclusive review of the final college football playoff top 25 rankings. In a 4-hour special, Reese and the guys will break them down and unveil the matchups for the entire 12-team playoff. And this is a matchup that really does open up a world of possibilities. Let's just say a team like Duke gets into the ACC championship game with an SMU loss and they win that. Do you potentially get 2 group of 5 teams?
Yeah, I mean, because
a team like James Madison.
It doesn't say it's a Power 4 team that has to get, or a conference champion has to get in when it's all said and done. Like, this is the biggest fear for the ACC. If Duke wins the ACC championship game and there is no one represented from that conference in the playoffs this year.
If you want theater, we're bringing it to you. ACC Championship presented by Subway next Saturday, 8 Eastern on ABC. Virginia's up on Virginia Tech, 17-0 in Charlottesville. That takes us to the 2-minute warning. If Virginia takes care of business, they advance. SMU in a 10-point hole. With the win, they advance. With the loss, they are done.
Trevor Matic at the half.
Yeah, Kevin, we were thinking this was just going to be cut and dry and pretty simple. SMU heavily favored. They win. They go to that ACC championship game. Cal not cooperating. Henrik Raphael sidestepping, and that is his 19th carry of the first half. The most carries in the first half of a game by a Cal player over at least the last 20 years. Call him beast mode light. And a 3rd and 1 now with the clock ticking down. This first half has shaped up perfectly for the Cal Golden Bears, a team that was plagued by penalties and turnovers last week against Stanford. They've got a takeaway in this game that led to points. And a flag is down. Hold that thought.
Yeah, they're going to get the left guard. A little bit of a quick twitch there. The only thing that's gone wrong for this offense here this evening with a couple penalties, a holding call that brought back a touchdown.
Before the flag was thrown, charge timeout. Cal, their first of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
How about the job, though, that Nick Rolovich has done? People seem to forget, before he went to Washington State, his final full season as a head coach, pre-COVID at Hawaii, he led Hawaii to 10 wins.
Yep.
This is his first time back on the sideline wearing a headset since at Washington State in 2021. Ron Rivera was asked, why did you select him instead of one of your coordinators to be the interim head coach? His answer was so the coordinators could focus on play calls and game plan.
Well, I love Coach Roll. I had an opportunity to cover him a couple times when he was at Hawaii. And just, man, infectious personality. Guys on offense obviously love him. And the defensive guys obviously got to know him a lot more intimately this week as him being the new head coach and really have bought into what he was preaching in just a short amount of time.
Raphael, nothing there. SMU pulls up Cam Robertson with the TFL. And SMU desperately needed that.
SMU.
And now the Ponies want a timeout
30 seconds.
with 1:18 left to go.
Yeah, it was Alexander Kilgore actually who made the play in the backfield. Number 54 from the linebacker position shoots through to force the running back to go lateral.
Tomorrow at 10 Eastern on ESPN, Sunday NFL Countdown. We'll break down the latest AFC and NFC playoff stakes. Plus, Sam Darnold goes one-on-one with Jeremy Schaap as he heads into a revenge game with the Vikings and the top plays from your backyard turkey bowls. And our Monday night football matchup features the Giants and the Patriots. Coverage starts at 8 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. And look for Peyton and Eli on ESPN2. Abram Murray will line this one up from 46 yards out and try to make it a 20-7 lead for the Cal Golden Bears, coming off a 31-10 loss at Stanford, the big game, which resulted in the dismissal of Justin Wilcox, 9 seasons as a head coach. And the kick is going to sell wide right. So missed opportunity that came down stop on 3rd and 1 by the SMU offense. Brett Lashley was able to use a timeout there. So now 1:13 is on the clock until halftime. And Lashley, a coach that takes so much pride in pushing the tempo, probably really comfortable with Kevin Jennings in a situation like this. But it's not comfortable for a team knowing it's now or never. If you win, you go to the title game. If you lose, it's not going to be you.
Well, they need to get going. They need their quarterback, Kevin Jennings, start making some plays, whether that's inside the pocket or outside the pocket. 7 has been dead quiet here in the first half. And this is an opportunity right now to try to put some points on the board before we go into the locker rooms.
Yeah, just not on the same page. Sells it over the head of Amir Knight.
Once again, this is one of the best passing defenses in the conference, and they are doing a great job of just locking up. There's not a lot of space. You're not seeing receivers running wide open. Like, we're not seeing Kevin Jennings missing receivers down the field. It's been tight coverage, really forcing him to try and be pinpoint accurate with the football.
Jennings, the only quarterback in the FBS. It's 7-0 in November over the past 2 years. And it's been a lot of this, just checkdowns to TJ Harden. And Harden is wrapped up by Paco Austin. And it's going to set up a 3rd and short. And will SMU decide to use a timeout? No. They're going to quickly get to the line. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. Take a lot of time. Jennings changing the play. Four-man rush. Jennings, midfield, complete for the first down. Clock will momentarily stop after the completion to Ymir Knight.
You wait over 20 seconds there, changing the play, not calling a timeout. That just shows you not have a lot of confidence heading into that position.
Jennings climbing the pocket, hit from behind, and Horton just dropped it. It was a forward pass, but the pressure got home by T.J. Bush Jr. Second on the team with 24 pressures coming into this game. Almost came up with a sack.
The pressure on the outside, known passing down, and you see the T.J. Bush coming right around the edge. 5.5 sacks on the season. Trying to get to that 6.5 sacks, but still going back 2 plays ago. Just don't really understand all that time taken off the clock. Should have used a timeout.
Jennings, 6 of 12, 42 yards. Derek McFall, good hands, but it's shy of the first down marker. This will have to be a timeout from SMU, and it is. With 15 seconds left to go.
Timeout. SMU, their second of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
What a wild race in the ACC. We started the day with 6 teams still alive to make it to the ACC championship game. The easiest scenarios and paths belonging to SMU and Virginia. Same case, win and you get in. As it stands right now with Cal up 17-7, the team with the most to gain from an upset here would be Manny Diaz and the Duke Blue Devils. There is no other path for SMU to the championship without a win in this game.
They get a win. Right now you're thinking, hey, can we get in field goal range? Save that last timeout for your kicker.
3-man rush with the spy. Jennings dumps it down. McFall slips through a tackle. Ulawave brings him down inbounds.
The clock will start at my signal.
You would have loved for him to find a way to get out of bounds, but that clock will stop.
SMU, their third and final of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
So last time out used by Rhett Lashley.
Well, this is a situation right now where you're going to call plays towards the sideline. You got to tell Kevin Jennings, if it's there, you take it. See if you can get some freebies and then make a decision about kicking an extra point or throwing a Hail Mary. But if not, you have to throw it out of bounds, and you got to do it in a hurry. And if you're a receiver, if you catch the ball in bounds, you have to immediately get out of bounds.
Long touchdown for SMU. 54-yard scamper from Chris Johnson Jr. For the moment, gave the Mustangs a 7-3 lead. 8 seconds left. Jennings pump fakes, he's in trouble, dropped. Chris Victor gets home, second sack of the season. With a transfer from UT Chattanooga. It's only a half of football, but that is a statement and a win for the Cal Golden Bears. Just days after Justin Wilcox was fired as a head coach, they are motivated playing for their former boss.
Just overall, really bad clock management on the 2-minute drive and not giving up themselves an opportunity to try to put some points on the board before halftime. But what a great first half from the Cal Bears.
Here's Lauren Sisler.
Coach, you've talked about one of the hardest things to do in sports is to close. One of your core values, finish. What do you guys need to do here to finish the last 30 minutes of this football game?
Yeah, well, we got to play a lot better in that first half. It's a miracle. It's 17-7. We get the ball. We're not stopping the run on defense. They're running on us, which allows them to do whatever they want. Great job getting off the field there. Offensively, we're running the ball well, but we're not getting any momentum. We're staying and sending along a lot and putting ourselves in third. So we got to run the football better, control the game, good drive together coming out, and play SMU. We've got to stop the run.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
That's the most shocking development. Cal, the worst rushing team in the FBS with 92 on the ground and a 10-point lead. Kevin and Trevor, take it away.
Yeah, Lowell, a surprise brewing in Berkeley as we welcome you to the Twisted Tea Halftime Report. We're going to need your undivided attention. Virginia seeking just its second ACC championship game appearance, a win, and their in scenario against their rivals, Virginia Tech. What a first half, Trevor, from Jamari Taylor.
And it started off on their first drive. This caps off a 75-yard, 14-play drive. Virginia came out on fire.
Touchdown run by Taylor. Here, a touchdown pass by Taylor.
How about that? He's not Chandler Morris, he's the quarterback. Taylor is not the quarterback, but he's getting a lot of work done down by the goal line.
To Sage Ennis, and then moments ago, this is Chandler Morris on the keeper.
And he makes a lot of people miss. He looks like he might be a running back. I mean, right now, Virginia is surgically precise at making key plays at key moments to extend drives and finish them with touchdowns.
In the driver's seat right now because a win by Virginia, and they are in the ACC championship. Miami is still alive. Duke hammered Wake. If Cal holds on to beat SMU, the Blue Devils will play for the ACC championship.
They will, and they lost at home to Virginia earlier in the season. But Duke does have the best passing attack in the ACC, and if they do advance to play Virginia in the ACC championship game, assuming Virginia gets there as well, they have a puncher's chance of winning that conference with 5 overall losses.
And potentially that could mean 2 group of 5 teams make the playoff. That's a ways down the road. As for the Big 12, BYU fell behind UCF, Trevor, 14-0, and then Parker Kingston decided to take this game over.
And when BYU woke from their slumber early in the game, and it was a slumber, they were on fire. Parker Kingston, one of the best returners in the Big 12, and he showed you why right there.
Texas Tech, meanwhile, headed to the Big 12 championship game. They went to Morgantown today, got over 300 yards passing and 3 TDs from Baron Morton.
Texas Tech just needed a win here. They didn't need to blow out West Virginia, but they did anyway. They just can't help themselves.
And what that means is BYU and Texas Tech will do it again. A rematch of the game the Red Raiders won handedly in Lubbock. Why might this time be different?
Well, it's that 7 that BYU had on offense the first time around against Texas Tech. I think this time BYU will game plan using a lot more of their misdirection, a lot more of their eye candy to force that Texas Tech defense to hesitate just for a moment. That's when they're most effective, and they didn't do it as much in Lubbock the first time around.
So that conference championship game is set. Another conference championship game still to be decided. Georgia already in the SEC championship. Alabama would get there with a win in the Iron Bowl. Early on, leading 3-0 to Tide. 3rd and 3, Ty Simpson keeps it.
Yeah, the running game, actually, running backs and Ty Simpson were a lot better in this game than expected against that stout Auburn defense.
Simpson here, Isaiah Horton.
So 3 guys were hitting him as he threw this ball into a tight window.
And the combination worked so nicely the first time, they would do it again.
Why not? Now, he's still falling away. This time he wasn't under pressure, but that's another ball that had to be precise because of the defense, and it was off his back foot.
Twisted Tea halftime report. BYU national champion Hall of Famer Trevor Maddich, Kevin Connors here. 17-6, Alabama started slowly, still a 2-score game. How do you see it?
Well, I see this as a danger for Alabama. Lots of spooky things happen in Jordan-Hare Stadium at Auburn, and right now you would think that Alabama would be pulling away. But Auburn just keeps sticking around, and their defense is good enough to force mistakes, and that's all it will take for Alabama to be in some deep trouble.
According to the All-State playoff predictor, Alabama wins. They've got a 73% chance to make the CFP. We'll take a timeout here. When we come back, the game. And boy, the streak Ryan Day wanted to put an end to, how Ohio State did, and what it portends in the Big Ten championship next.
This halftime report is presented by the refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted, and please drink responsibly.
You bring your curiosity, your ambition, your spirit to Berkeley to be an AI machine learning, twisting, turning, flipping, video game soundtrack performer, a student of human rights strengthening, sustainable architecting, quantum science pioneers, a member of solar car designing and racing, community-driven student farming, football team rousing communities. You bring your whole self to Berkeley to be a part of the greatest public university.
Welcome back to the Twisted Tea Halftime Report.
With Trevor Maddich, Kevin Connors, the game and the streak. 4 in a row for Michigan. Both teams had a chance to play for a Big Ten championship start of the day. Ohio State needed win, and they would be in. How'd Julian Sayin impact this game?
He knows who to go to. This is 4th and 5. He throws to Jeremiah Smith. It's not about plays, it's about players.
Also had a touchdown to Ennis. Also had a touchdown to Tate. 3 TD strikes. The Buckeyes made a statement today in the Big House.
They did, and they did it with big plays. Last year they lost to Michigan because they only had 1 play over 20 yards. Today they had 5 plays over 20 yards, and that broke open the Michigan defense.
And the streak is over. 4 in a row, no more. Ryan Day beats his rivals to the north. First win for Ohio State in the series since 2019. 24th in a row, won by the team with more rushing yards. Ohio State finishes the regular season undefeated.
Well, I'm just happy for our players. You know, they worked really hard. I'm happy for our coaches. You know, they worked really, really hard, and you know, we had a good energy this week. We had confidence coming in, and man, the guys played tough. They played physical. We won the line of scrimmage, and I'm just happy for our guys.
Oh, you know, we wanted this one bad, and we know how much it means to Buckeye Nation, to this state. So it was important for us, and we were excited to get it done.
Yeah, they just played better. You know, they executed better. We didn't play good enough. We didn't execute enough, and they did when it mattered, and they played a better game.
Number 1 versus number 2, a national championship. Good game in the Big Ten championship. How does that one play out?
Well, Michigan has a good running attack. Ohio State stopped it. Indiana, very quietly, has the most 300-yard rushing games in the nation. That's 6 of those. So it'll be a balance between run and that great passing attack. It's going to be a different animal for Ohio State to deal with.
The 2 most dominant teams in all of college football set to play for a Big Ten championship next Saturday night. And then there is the at-large charge. Teams looking to play their way in, like Miami, who got 3 Carson Beck TDs and held Pitt to 30 rushing yards.
Beck quietly has been playing as well as any quarterback in the nation. You've got a senior for Miami against a freshman quarterback for Pitt, and that was the difference in this game.
Meantime, Oregon in a moment, after we watch Oklahoma just deal with a difficult LSU team all afternoon. 10-3 game, Deion Burks, 45 yards.
Yeah, LSU's had a lot of troubles on offense, but their defense is still playing well. But Oklahoma had a couple of big plays, and that was one of them.
This is one of them. John Mateer, Isaiah Satania.
Great protection, which allowed Mateer to find the bust in the coverage.
Made it 17-13, 1 minute to go. Michael Van Buren's pass broken up. Oklahoma has to be a playoff team after the 17-13 win. Now Oregon taking on Washington. They forced a pair of Huskies turnovers. Dante Moore, 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. The running game for Oregon was dominant today.
And then one last gasp for the Huskies. Deep in the back of the end zone, a touchdown strike to make it a 19-13 game, but more match ducks.
Yeah, Dante Moore is one of the best quarterbacks and will be one of the top quarterbacks taken in the draft when he comes out, and he just showed why under pressure.
26-14 Oregon wins, and we're coming right back.
Welcome back to Berkeley, California. Logan Galindo here with Aaron Murray. Lauren Sisler is joining us from the sidelines. Now, when the CFP expanded to go to 12 teams, there was a lot of chatter that it would affect the quality of games down the stretch. Late season games would not matter. Aaron, what we have here is a 6-5 Cal team that just fired its head coach, leading SMU, and if they keep this up, it could send a 5-loss Duke team to the ACC championship. This is the best theater in sports.
Well, it was great last year. In the first year, I thought November was terrific. Obviously, the playoffs were terrific as well. This year, round 2 is even better. Tonight is obviously going to have shockwaves across all of college football, especially in the ACC. If Cal continues, and it starts and ends right now with the run. This is something that Cal has struggled with the entire season, but they've committed to it early on, have had a lot of success, taking advantage of a bad throw there to get an interception, and then good field possession afterwards. But When in doubt, find number 21, Jacob De Jesus, with the catch and touchdown, and then the flip as Cal Bears dominated that first half of football.
So SMU will start with the rock here in the second half, and it's time to see if Kevin Jennings can get back on track. Tonight's Game Track is brought to you by Coca-Cola. So many shocking numbers, but time of possession is the biggest one that indicates Cal is controlling this game. The other one, I listed here, but the total amount of plays, it is a landslide in favor of Cal. 41 plays to 26 for SMU.
And just running the football. This is an offense. Last 6 games averaging about 80 yards per game on the ground, 92 in the first half for Cal. And you see Jennings right now, 8 of 14, only 54 yards, that 1 interception. Can you find a way to get him outside the pocket, create some explosive plays afterwards?
Long touchdown, a long run from Chris Johnson Jr. off the mitts. Looking for Stone Eby. Tight end, H-back. And another incompletion. Jennings does not look comfortable. Part of the reason Cal is getting home on the rush, they've sacked Jennings 3 times. That's a season high for the SMU quarterback.
Well, we haven't seen any of the magic. First possession, they called a shot play. First play offensively for them, they called a shot play down the field. Nothing was open. He used his leg. He's got the first down. But other than that, he's been kind of confined to it inside the pocket. This is the ultimate playmaker at quarterback. He works better in space.
Jennings fakes the toss to the right. Scampers left. A flag is down. He got blasted by Uluwave. Man, that was a fierce hit.
Holding. Offense number 54. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
But just when you were able to create an explosive or a pretty decent play there in the run game, gets called back, and that's just from the feeling.
At the spot of the foul.
You see the 54. I don't like that call. Looks like hands are inside the defender. Unless it was called, and all of a sudden this is not the start you want coming out of halftime. Incompletion, then a holding call, 2nd and long now.
There's been the 54-yard touchdown run by Chris Johnson Jr. Outside of that, the next longest gain has only been 13 yards for this SMU offense. Jennings stretching the field, looking for Jordan Hudson, overthrown. Some hand fighting, no flags. And it's Paco Austin in coverage, one of the tops in the ACC.
Well, they want to take a shot down the field. They just talked about what you just talked about, Lowell. The need for explosive plays. Right now, they're not able to methodically move the ball down the field. And Paco just stride for stride, one of the best receivers in the ACC, and Jordan Hudson, who was really quiet there in the first half. And now you're put in a position, where you got to be extra careful here on 3rd and super long.
30-19 for Jennings. Jennings flush to Uluwave, almost got him. Oh, but on one hand. What a by Jordan Hudson. It's going to be short of the sticks. Is this decision time? 4th down for a team that is not aggressive at all going on 4th down.
No, not at all. I swear, he didn't have to go up with one hand. He was just a show off there. Could have easily 2 hands, but it looked better for me, no doubt about it.
I don't know what that brings. So,
ooh, that was pretty sweet. No, this is not. You're down 10 points. We know when this offense gets humming, they can score points. They can score points in a hurry. Not any time to be desperate in your own territory early on here in the second half.
Wade McSparron punting for the 3rd time. The dangerous De Jesus calls for the fair catch at the 25-yard line. Let's check in with Lauren Sisler.
Yeah, guys, Coach Rolovich fired up coming out of that locker room, jumping up and down. You can tell he's got the energy, and he said, look, this football team is not playing for anybody else but themselves and for this program and for the fans. He's really impressed with the way they came out firing. And as for their quarterback being young the way that he's playing, making good decisions with the football, that's what he loves the most, how he's distributing the football, playing calm, playing poised. That's really been impressive for him. And of course, this all started on Wednesday. Purpose in their practice. They understood this was the ending for them. They wanted to play for each other, the seniors, and take this one out with a win.
Swing pass from Songo Polatele to Karan Adams. Adams with his 2nd touch. Ahmad Moses with the stop. This is an SMU defense on the second drive of the game that lost their star safety, Isaiah Okobia. Leading tackler is closing in on back-to-back 100 tackle seasons. It's a Cal offense playing without their top tight end, Mason Minnie. But they have not missed a beat and no trick plays to this point for Brian Harson's offense. Just smash mouth football with this man, Kendrick Raphael. 22 carries now in the game, and we're just getting going to third.
Well, I think they made a commitment this week of, hey, we're going to be a little bit physical, we're going to be a little bit bigger. Bringing in for the majority of that first half. 42 is walking off the field right now. Frederick Williams to add 6 offensive linemen to go out and run the football.
Undersized, Idris De Jesus in motion.
And the man coverage, you got the indicator there with the motion.
Still plenty of time for Sangapolo Tele. Lefty rolls, first down pickup, De Jesus. Oh, he was thinking about putting his defender on skates. Ahmad Moses forced him out. Catch number 7 for the little man.
Well, you got the indicator that's man-to-man coverage, so you're going to run a sprint out, and you're going to force the guy covering De Jesus to run the hump. Look at number 3 defensively. Has to run over the top of the tight end, and it's just an easy pitch and catch for the first down.
Sangapolo Tele, second glance, goes to Raphael. Raphael's got burners down the sideline. The hurdle. Cal pulling out everything to try to upend SMU. 31 yards.
Well, it starts with the accuracy from Sangapolo Tele, throwing these footballs to the flat. You think they're just easy tosses, but man, you put that ball a foot behind the receiver or running back, he has to stop and go, but man, he's able to catch it, get north, use his speed, and then take the hurdle over the top for another explosive play.
And moving it to Basha. Flag is down as Cole Basha is brought down at the 20-yard line. It's been a clean game for Cal. Just
get
2 penalties.
Holding. Offense number 84. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, Plummer had the explosive touchdown one-on-one in the first half, and right here just gets locked up on the outside. Way too much jersey being grabbed. But really, I mean, you watch this offense, it's been running the football, and a lot of these dink and dunks, yards after the catch, and then the one explosive play for the touchdown on the deep pass.
A penalty in the red zone, a hold call, erased an opening touchdown for Cal. They settled for a field goal. Raphael. He hits it hard, doesn't he? A yard past the original line of scrimmage for Kendrick Raphael. It's a Brian Harsin offense. They're just leaning on the star players. It's nothing too fancy. Can you beat our best guys?
Well, I just did not anticipate going into this game with this rush defense, with how good they've been this season, stopping the run, getting after the quarterback, and we've talked enough about how difficult it's been for Cal to run the football. We would see this offensive line moving bodies the way they've done through the first 2.5 quarters.
Sangapolo Tele, the quick strike to the flat, incomplete to Karan Adams. Adams now has 3 catches. Deuce Harmon forces him out. Here we go. Enormous third down here for the Cal Golden Bears.
Before halftime, they tried to run the football in this situation. SMU condensed to a tight defensive front, allowing their linebackers to run through and get the tackle for loss. Let's see if Cal counters it with something to be able to get to the perimeter here.
Sangapolo Tele, a perfect 5 for 5 on this drive. But he gives it to Kendrick Raphael, and SMU is there for the stop. A flag comes in from the back end as Kyron Chambers made the stop.
They did the same exact thing defensively as they on that third and short before halftime. Condense the defensive line. You see them shift, which allows linebackers to run.
Mask. Defense number 3. The penalty has been forced. Distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
SMU is making the kind of mistakes that Cal made in their loss to Stanford. Too many penalties and already 1 turnover.
That's a big one right there to extend the drive. You're able to get the third down stop.
SMU led early 7-3. Cal came storming back. A takeaway by Aiden Monetai, setting up a De Jesus touchdown to make it 17-7. SMU is out of the ACC title game with the loss, in with the win. And the freshman, the late throw, and throws it right into an SMU defender. And he was pressured out of the pocket.
Yeah, I think miscommunication there because all the receivers were running routes. We got a late flag now. And I think it's going to be on Cal. Like I said, miscommunication. No one essentially was going out for a route when the quarterback pulled it on the zone read, the RPO.
Pass interference. Offense number 7. 15-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
And it's good. I think the receiver.
Repeat first down.
I think the receivers thought it was a run play, so they're blocking downfield. Then the quarterback throws it to a receiver that was downfield. You can throw it behind the line of scrimmage, and those receivers can block down the field. But as soon as you throw it across the line of scrimmage to an intended receiver, it then becomes pass interference on the offense.
Grizel, the guilty party. And how about this? A first and goal from a 24-yard line. And potentially another penalty on Cal.
False start. Offense number 56. 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
Well, the reason that we have Nick Rolovich in this interim head coach position is because of how ugly the loss was in the big game against Stanford. Ron Rivera thought about it after he saw his alma mater. He is the GM of this program. Commit 13 penalties for 123 yards, 3 turnovers that led to 21 points. The performance was too ugly to ignore. He made the move, fired Justin Wilcox the next day. Songo Politele, screen and drop by De Jesus. What is happening? Cal is now falling apart when they were firmly in control of this game.
Well, I think still right now the mindset is let's get at least 3 points out of this possession. We've moved the ball, we've had success. We've had 3 bad, essentially, moments right now, a holding, offsides, a drop pass by one of the best receivers in the conference. Let's just calm down, get some positive yards, and try to get 3 points.
Four-man rush against Songo Politele. Wide open, De Jesus has it at the 15-yard line. Give him the catch, number 8, for the man that's averaging just under 10 catches a game since October 1st, best in the FBS.
Songo Politele is going to wish he had this one back. He does have some pressure in his face, but you see the out and out from De Jesus. He is wide open. It looks like he catches it and gets that left knee and foot down. And I understand why that ball was inaccurate. Pressure right in the face. But if that ball is thrown out in front of the receiver, it's a catch, and he could probably backflip a few times into the end zone.
What does Cal have here? 3rd and goal from the 15. A left play of the drive. The freshman, go up and get it, why don't you? Cole Basha. First touchdown catch of the season. He ain't ever forgetting that one. Cal creating chaos in the ACC.
Look at that, they're bringing a heavy blitz. Quarterback stands in there and then throws it up.
Oh, my.
Just throw it up to the rim and let the big guy at 6'3", 215, Cole Basca, go up there and make the catch.
Not just Bosch's first touchdown of this season, but the redshirt junior coming up with the first touchdown of his career. And a shocking development in Berkeley, California. The Cal Golden Bears looking more like the team that beat Louisville, not like the team that collapsed against Stanford. They call him JKS. Jared Kiabe, Songo Politele, little help from Basha, and Cal dominating. This is the ACC on ESPN, and this is sheer insanity. A Cal win would send Duke to the ACC championship game. The only path for SMU is now with the comeback win. An unlikely moment in an unlikely game. Cole Basha comes up with his first career touchdown catch after it was first and goal from the 29 for Cal. And SMU now, not quite desperation mode, but certainly go mode. And we now head to Kevin in the studio.
All right, Lowell, things tightening in the Iron Bowl thanks to Ashton Daniels and Malcolm Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons, top of the screen, turned around after 8 yards, and when he saw the quarterback roll out, he turned and ran back up the sideline. And guess how many Crimson Tide defenders followed him down there?
20-13 after Alabama just kicked a field goal.
Such an amazing game, and I'm talking the game of college football.
The ball is being reset to the right hash.
And these are games that were almost a foregone conclusion. I think everybody was anticipating a Cal team that was emotionally shattered with the firing of their beloved head coach, Justin Wilcox, to just shudder and collapse. However, SMU is on the other end of this. Looked like they were going to steamroll Cal. They looked so good against Louisville, and Rhett Lashlee now down 24-7.
I mean, look at this offense the past 3 weeks. Versus Miami, a terrific defense, 26 points in that win. Versus BC, 45 points. Last week versus Louisville, 38 points. And just no rhythm in the ball game here tonight versus Cal.
Jennings, the seam. He's got the future NFL tight end, Matthew Hibner. Had a costly drop, one off his fingertips that led to the lone interception earlier. And now Jennings and company moving, 24 yards. And back to the ground, still up. And finally brought down is Chris Johnson Jr., the man that had the 54-yard touchdown run. And that completion that we saw to Hibner, one of the longest of the night for the Ponies. They've just not been able to get the passing game going as Johnson drives forward to set up a third down.
And just not able to get the run game going at all. And that's a little bit shocking, too. I mean, the big advantage we thought for SMU tonight was going to be able to stop the run on defense and then be able to run the ball on offense, and have been really unable to do either. Cal, one of the worst rush defenses in the ACC, giving up 156 yards per game, and just have been dominating the trenches on both sides. Almost feels like a must-get third down situation here.
Some confusion now, and Rhett Lashlee has to call a timeout. He's obviously frustrated.
SMU, their first of the half.
The play clock winding down at 4. And that's the most heated we've seen Rhett Lashlee in a long, long time. His playoff chase will do that to a man.
For the ACC championship game. To the end zone!
Go! 6 teams from the ACC woke up this morning with opportunities to have some chaos unfold and reach the ACC championship game. As it stands right now, it's the final 3. Virginia moving in on securing their spot. SMU is in with the win, their only path to Charlotte. Duke is in if Cal upsets the Mustangs, and Cal is in position to upset the Mustangs. A 24-7 lead. SMU has not been able to find any semblance of rhythm on an offense that has been unstoppable, averaging 482 yards per game in their last 3. 3rd and 4 for Kevin Jennings out of the timeout. And it's Derek McFall weaving his way through Cal. First down, more, carrying 2 Golden Bears inside the 30-yard line.
That's the beauty of the stretch zone. You're able to really stretch the defense, get them working towards the sideline, then put your foot in the ground and get north to get the first down.
Here comes the tempo for SMU. They have not been able to push it because not enough first downs. Jennings and finds Yamir Knight sitting down in coverage. And it's go, go, go.
Yeah, we're in rhythm right now. We got the defense on their heels a little bit. Let's see if we can take advantage and really put together the first true drive of the ball game for this offense.
First red zone drive of the night for the Ponies. 7 of 8, cashing in over the past 2 games. Jennings, clip pocket, rifles it, great mitts. Jordan Hudson, the man that wowed us with a one-hand catch earlier, shows he's got to stick him there.
Well, uses his body almost like a basketball player, defends and shields away, and the ball had to be absolutely perfect towards the sidelines. And now we're starting to see Kevin Jennings feeling himself in the pass game.
Hudson tried to cut it back and undercut by the destructive force it is. Cade Uluwave is going to wrecking ball. Playing with a club and all. Tough dude. Change of personnel. They'll stop to allow Cal to match. This is the most sustained drive from SMU tonight. Their lone scoring drive, quick, a 54-yard run by Chris Johnson Jr. Quick pass. Hibner leaps. SMU finds pay dirt, and the fight continues.
That's the offense we've been waiting for all night. A little bit of pass, a little bit of run. Right here, Jordan Hudson's going to come down number 2. Watch him. Big body tight end at Hibner, able to get his 4th touchdown of the season and a much-needed drive for SMU.
And they were able to get it relatively quickly. A 4:52 in the 3rd quarter typically would not be a factor with this deficit for SMU. But Cal is playing way right now. So this Hibner score, right place, right time. Ponies saying it's time to giddy up. For 20 years, Allstate has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you to Allstate. Noah Galindo here with Aaron Murray and Lauren Sisler. Hello and welcome to all you Virginia fans and Duke fans now tuning into this thriller with Cal and SMU. They've just stormed the field in Charlottesville at a much slower pace than they did after that win against Florida State, as Jesus calls for the fair catch, and Virginia advances to the ACC title game for the first time since 2019. Our drive recap was brought to you by AutoZone.
Yeah, it's been really a little bit of everything for Cal in this game, and 3rd and short, got to find Jesus, man-to-man coverage, finds enough space to get the first down. And a lot of these passes just to the perimeter. Really good blocking by the receivers and tight ends for the Golden Bears to create some of these explosive plays down the field. And then the big-time throw up to the tight end for the touchdown.
This man has been nearly unstoppable. Kendrick Raphael, that's carry number 25, and is getting closer and closer to 100 yards. Cole Basha, that man, made the ridiculous elevating touchdown catch that gave Cal a 24-7 lead. So if you're just joining us, it was 17-7 Cal at the half. They extended that to 24-7. SMU has just come back with a touchdown to the tight end Matthew Hibner to make it 24-14. Raphael is going to set up a 3rd and short for the Cal offense that has been able to do pretty much whatever it has wanted against a vaunted SMU defense.
Well, a lot of these 3rd and short situations, we've seen man-to-man coverage, and then it's all eyes on where's number 21, Jacob De Jesus. They motion him, they put him in this slot, see if they get him matched up on safeties and linebackers, and he's been winning those matchups time and time again throughout the ball game here this evening. So if you want to play man-to-man, which it looks like they are, be on the lookout for number 21.
Enormous 3rd down that could affect the outcome of this game. Sangapolo Tele to throw. He's hit. There's contact. A flag is out. Jaden Dixon was plowed over by Kyron Chambers. 2 flags are down at the 50 with a tackle.
Defense 12, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I mean, if I had a flag, I would have thrown it from up here. He just assaulted him on the field, an easy call. And another big-time moment won by Cal.
Sixth defensive penalty for the Mustangs tonight. A defense that is known as one of the best tackling teams in America. Cal offense, though, they've had some struggles, especially lately. Coming off a 3-turnover performance. It's been clean, and a lot of this. Kendrick Raphael, that should put him over 100 yards in this game. Isaiah Smith with the stop.
Well, you look at some of the bad rushing offenses in the ACC over the past decade plus. Wake Forest, 2014, 39 yards per game. BC in 2022, 33.3 yards per game. Cal is the 5th worst over the past 12 years at 72 yards per game rushing. But right now, tonight, that doesn't matter because they got 112 and they've been dominating the trenches.
Have yet to hit the home run in the ground game. Low throw, and Tron Grizel trapped it off the turf. Incomplete. That's Cam Robertson, yeah.
Cam Robinson able to get his finger on it. And this is a defensive line heading into this game. 34 sacks, first in the ACC and in the country, and really have not been able to getting the third and manageable and not forcing your quarterback to take 5-step drops.
It was a tough Tuesday practice for Darren Kiave. Songo Polotele tight with his head coach, Justin Wilcox, but finished the week with a great week of practice. Back shoulder, view. Tron Grizel, that's his name, that's his game.
Well, he ran at the line of scrimmage. That's the biggest thing. It's one-on-one back shoulder fade. Watch how he wins. Right now, bam! It's the corner to come to the inside. Creates enough room where the quarterback can throw it to his back shoulder, and it's into completion.
And these drives from Cal, methodical, marching the length of the field. They had a 15-play field goal drive early in this game, the longest scoring drive of their season. And why not keep pounding Kendrick Raphael in an era where offensive coordinators want to spread the touches to everybody? Brian Harsin and Cal saying, we know where our bread is buttered. Let's stick with our go-to players.
Well, it's kind of like when we had Arizona State earlier this season. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Jordan Tyson play the receiving position, but they knew that that's their guy, and they went to him and go to him more than anyone else in the country, targets a receiver. And tonight you have a couple playmakers out there taking control of this football game, and don't be afraid to continue to go back to the well.
Songo Polotele with the dump down and complete inside the 30 to Cole Basha, the man that came down with that extraordinary touchdown to cap the last drive. Think about the leadership, though, in a time that has been very tumultuous for this Cal program. Brian Harsin, he's won 10 games as a head coach at Boise State. The interim head coach, Nick Rolovich, he's won 10 games as a head coach at Hawaii. And of course, the GM, Ron Rivera, longtime NFL coach with Carolina and Washington. Coming up in the final minute of the third quarter. This game at its pace. Raphael, so patient. There is a flag thrown from the back of the play behind the offensive line.
Holding. Offense number 42. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's Frederick Williams, number 42. It's that 6 offensive linemen they've been utilizing in the run game. He's done a really good job helping out. We're going to take another look at the hold. You see that right hand comes around and just mugs and brings down the defender. Easy call there. We've seen this offense overcome penalties in plus territory. We'll see if they can do it again.
They scored the touchdown on the last drive after a 1st and goal from the 29. You only get there with penalties. Oh, the look off. De Jesus. That was sold brilliantly by Songo Polotele, and if you watch him closely in his film, he does this a lot. It's Mahomes-esque, looking at one receiver, throwing to another.
I'd rather say Matthew Stafford-esque.
Okay.
Have you seen Matthew Stafford
Yeah,
do that? Matthew will be looking one way, and then all of a sudden sidearms it, throws a 15-yard in route, and you're just like, my goodness, just special. That's what we're seeing this season from this young man. Special quarterback play. We'll see what he's got left in the tank heading into the fourth.
Not the largest crowd in Berkeley tonight, but there is definitely an energy, a vibe. They feel what's about to happen. On the other end, frustration. Rhett Lashley knows what's on the line. His team was favored to win this game, to punch a ticket to the ACC championship game. We have chaos coming up in the final quarter from Berkeley. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Geico. On the left, Rhett Lashley, head coach of SMU, a team that finally controlled its own destiny for the first time since his playoff race got heated up. Is he losing control, losing his grasp on the ticket to the ACC championship game? On the right, Nick Rolovich, nothing to lose. Interim head coach on the sidelines wearing a headset for the first time since 2021. SMU, if they can come back and win, they go to the title game. A Cal win sends Duke to play Virginia. Fourth quarter, here we go. Sungapulatele looking end zone. Got him! Karan Adams. And yeah, when you throw dimes like that, you better dance.
Just a simple out and up to Karan Adams, the defensive back bit. He got on top. And then the talented, young, freshman quarterback, Sungapulatele, does the rest with another passing touchdown.
Priority number one, probably before finding a new head coach, making sure Sungapulatele will be the quarterback for Cal next year.
Well, he makes sure his safety stays in the middle of the field, allows his receiver to do the rest of the work one-on-one against Davis Robinson. Sells the out route, gets on top. Look at the eyes of the quarterback. Keep that safety in the middle of the field, then come back and an early Christmas present down the chimney.
How high did Manny Diaz, Duke head coach, jump with that touchdown? Because a win by Cal sends Diaz and the Duke Blue Devils to the ACC championship game. Yeah, T.O.P.
Look
It's
at
real.
those.
It's real in a game like this.
I know, some people are like, oh, time of possession doesn't matter anymore. No. When you can dominate like that and put up those kind of numbers and can convert first down after first down after first down, man, that defense for Cal is well rested right now heading into the fourth quarter.
And Karan Adams and Cole Basha picking perfect games to come up with their first touchdowns of their Cal career. SMU, a team that prides itself on tempo. Top 5 nationally in pace of play. Is there still enough time? It's not so much at this point, just SMU moving the football. Can they stop Cal at this point?
How many possessions are they going to get? That's a big question, too, because Cal, these drives have been long, they've been methodical, they've been eating up time, so you are essentially going to feel like you're in 2-minute mode the rest of the way out for offense.
Jennings to the flat. This is really the only thing working in the passing game. The short stuff, Ymir Knight with the completion. What's Cal doing to prevent SMU from stretching the field?
I don't think it's anything crazy schematically, just these DBs have been ultra sticky on the outside.
SMU really fast. Harden, first down, a little more. Lowering the shoulder, bowling over defenders to the 45-yard line. And this will be warp speed offense for SMU. 12 straight wins in the month of November. Jennings shines late in the season, but almost had it picked off. He was looking for Jordan Hudson. Hezekiah Masses was there, the man that leads the FBS in passes defended.
Well, I also think this defense knows right now, too, that our offense is doing a great job holding the football. They're running it well. They're getting those first downs we just talked about. Let's make sure we don't give up the quick, explosive play. We would be perfectly fine giving up some points. Let's make SMU earn it with 4 or 5 minutes taken off the clock.
Late substitution from Cal. They got to go. They will hold this for Cal to make that substitution. 3 on the play clock. Jennings gets the snap off, and there's Jordan Hudson. Hudson worked back through the defense. It's going to set up a 3rd and 2. On the ground, nice cut. Looking for more, finally brought down to Chris Johnson Jr. Luke Farrelly. Haven't said his name a lot.
On the field as the ball carriers down, the ball came loose. First down.
Farrelly and Uluwave, the only tandem in the ACC with at least 80 tackles on the year. 13.5 to play. Patient running, now jumping into the outside, and there goes Chris Johnson looking for the end zone for the 2nd time. And they're going to mark him out inside the 5-yard line. Got a huge late block by Jalen Cooper, 32 yards.
Look at these jump cuts. Bam, there's one. Okay, oh, there's another one. It's just, ooh, number 6 is silky smooth, and he's got some speed. We'll love to see him finish it in the end zone there, though.
And it's Jennings with the finish. SMU ain't done yet. And that was as fast as it gets for an extended drive. Like I said, warp speed for SMU.
Well, they did what they needed to do on offense. They scored a touchdown, and they did it within a couple minutes as well. So now all of a sudden you run to the sideline and say, hey, defense, I know you guys are exhausted, but get us the ball back. We're still in this ball game.
7 plays, 75 yards, and it takes 1:56. That was the best response Rhett Lashley and company could have asked for.
No, it was absolutely perfect. And it was on the ground, too, running the football. Chris Johnson, explosive, and Kevin Jennings doing the rest.
Stunning development. Kevin Jennings is not done yet. He's seen it all in his SMU career. Touchdown makes it a 10-point game, and this week's college football playoff rankings are brought to you by Capital One. Auburn has just tied it with Alabama at 20 apiece.
Woo! Weird things happen in that stadium. I can attest to it. I played there 3 times.
Some of the upsets in the top 12. Texas beat Texas A&M a day ago, and this surprise onside pooch, and Cal was ready for it. So Golden Bears now have the football in fantastic field position. And Jaron Kiave Sangapolotele is ready to go back to work.
They go right off one of the front defender's shoulder pads.
God.
Man, some accuracy from the kicker. Would have loved it to bounce, obviously, back toward SMU.
Please set the game clock to 12 minutes, 54 seconds. Thank you.
So close.
Sneaky.
They smoked it into him. Maybe a little touch next time.
It's like doing pickleball when you're dinking it and I just spit someone's head.
Stay out of the kitchen. Sangapolotele joining Jared Goff as the only Cal freshman with 3,000 passing yards in the season. And Raphael with nowhere to go, bottled up by Isaiah Smith, who's wrecking shop off the edge for the Mustangs.
I can't remember the last time we saw either a negative yard run or something stopped at the line of scrimmage. That's the start that this SMU defense needed. They have to win first and second down because really Cal's won those downs, gotten to third and manageable, and with a quarterback that's been this accurate, it's just too easy at that point.
And it's the fastest pace of play you can imagine right now against the slowest, which is the tempo Cal prefers, trying to hold on to a 10-point lead. The lefty complete to the 36-yard line. And Jacob De Jesus, 10 catches now, which matches the average he has per game since October 1. That's unreal. First Cal player with 10 straight catches in 3 straight games over the last 20 seasons.
97 catches on the season right now, so we may be seeing him get to that 100 mark here real soon.
All these third downs enormous from here on out for both sides. Grizel could not hang on, and the breakup delivered by Marcellus Barnes Jr. SMU with a quick defensive stand. They'll get the ball back in a hurry.
The perfect 3 minutes for this football team. Go on the score in just under 2 minutes, and then you come out and get a 3 and out. You win first and second down, force a 3rd and long, and then perfect timing from Marcellus Barnes to get the left hand in. A clean hit there on the football to knock it out before the receiver is able to make a play on the football, and just not a lot of time wasted either on that possession.
Michael Kern punts it away. Fair catch called for in traffic, but secured like a champ by Ymir Knight. Championship game spot on the line for SMU, down by 10.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Geico. It feels good to Geico.
Oh, there's the Taco Bell Lib Mas student section. Only one student section can claim the title of Lib Mas Student Section of the Year. Who will take home the trophy this year? Cal, a little upset. They had let go of a notable trophy piece after the loss against Stanford a week ago. I don't know if this softens the blow at all, but inspiring football being played by Cal. However, SMU found the rhythm last time out. 7 plays, 75-yard touchdown drive, less than 2 minutes. Jennings is now hot. That's the go-to man, Jordan Hudson. SMU has not had Romello Brinson, second lead receiver in the second half. Hudson hit immediately, lost the football. Incomplete pass. Hezekiah Mass was there.
I don't know about that being an incomplete pass. I think that was a catch. Fumble. Outside by Hudson. Let's take another look at it. Looks like clearly ball's caught, makes a move forward. Man, a bang play right there. SMU gets away with it.
The ruling on the field of the incomplete pass is under further review.
So taking another look at this, Hezekiah Masses came up, put his helmet right into the football, forced it out. Question is, did Hudson have possession and control before losing the football?
So SMU will retain possession of the football, just a matter of where it's going to be on this third down. Ball goes backwards and then out of bounds.
So SMU is hoping for an incompletion here.
To me, that's a catch.
He tucks it.
Yeah, I think catch, fumble, out. He tries to make a play on it, ball still out, and then goes out of bounds there on the 30-yard line. So this 3rd and...
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's 3rd down.
Okay. So, moot point. That is a big break for SMU. 5 for 5 on 3rd down and 4 yards or less tonight.
They've been running the football with some success.
McFall gets the carry, sheds 1 tackle, has the first down, the burst into the second level, and out of bounds near the 50-yard line. Derek McFall, clutch on 3rd down.
TJ Bush had him in the backfield, too, to get the TFL, to get this defense off the field, just too fast to get to the outside to be able to get the first down.
Plenty of time for this SMU offense. Open receiver, Knight shrugs off a defender, and it's going to be second in playbook wide open.
Well, I think you made a good point there. Like, this is just their normal tempo. You don't need to feel like you have to create explosive plays right now. You score a touchdown or a field goal, it's a 1-possession game. Stay within your offense. For Kevin Jennings, continue to take those completions. And don't forget, they've been running the ball really well here in the second half.
That will be tackle for loss. Chris Victor, his second huge play tonight for the Cal defense and another third down. Can the Golden Bears hold?
I would think too right now, unless you get a negative play on this third down, you're getting to the point in the game, down 2 scores. Cal's offense has held the ball for the majority of the game. This is 4 down territory. Once again, unless there's a negative play right here for SMU.
Johnson with the carry. Johnson scattered through, and he gets himself right to the sticks.
The ruling on the field is 4th down.
At a half a yard short on the line. I think obviously what we just talked about, they knew it was going to be 4 down territory. Let's try to get it on the ground, but if not, I would expect the same thing. They're running the ball right now. See if you can get it through the ground.
Harden with the carry, surges forward. TJ Harden moves the sticks. No one better in the ACC at running back spot doing exactly this.
6'2", 220 downhill
Officials timeout.
in a hurry.
For an
Lowers
injury.
his shoulder and lands a boot on the defender. They will get the first down. 2 good runs there back to back.
Let's check in with Kevin in the studio.
Lowell, high drama on the Plains. Malcolm Simmons is carving up that Alabama defense.
And 1 missed tackle, 2 missed tackles. 66 yards later, they'll finally get him down, but this should never have happened if Bama had been playing sound defense.
Jeremiah Cobb would punch it in. Lowell and Alabama win, they get Georgia. If Auburn wins, it's Ole Miss, Georgia for the SEC championship.
Wild, much like the stakes here in Berkeley. Kevin, as you know, with the win, SMU advances to the ACC championship game to take on Virginia. With the Cal win, it's Duke advancing to take on the Cavaliers, and that is Cade Uluwave. That is a huge concern for the Golden Bears defense. That is their leader at linebacker. Jennings, fake pitch. He's got Hibner. Hibner, first down.
Well, that fake pitch, all this good running here in the second half. You get that second level defenders, those linebackers will come up for a split second. You're able to hit the explosive play down the field.
McFall dropped after a few yards. And that previous play, that's the area of the field that Uluwave certainly would have been a factor in. Here's a 2nd and 7 for the SMU offense. Back drives where it finally looks like it has clicked. 12 straight wins in the month of November. Jennings has never lost in this month as a starting quarterback. 7-0. Fake the run to himself. Fading and nearly finds Derek McFall. All these running backs are a threat in the receive game. SMU with 3 running backs with at least 15 catches all year.
Well, you said he doesn't lose games this month, and he also doesn't lose a lot of games in conference. 14-1 in conference games is Kevin Jennings. Looking to get to 15-1 if he can get some magic here in the last 8 minutes of this game.
3rd and 7, 11th play of the drive. Late in the play clock, down to 2. Jennings gets the snap off, looking left side. He wants Hudson. Hudson caught it. Touchdown, Jordan Hudson. The Pony Express is back.
I mean, it was chaos in the pre-snap. You see the head coach, Rhett Lashley, running on the field, trying to get everyone lined up in the right spot, saying, you get over there, you get over there. You get Jordan Hudson in the right spot, runs that inside fade, goes up, catches it, right foot down, possession of the football. Looks like a clean touchdown for number 2.
So after the SMU defense forces the first 3 and out against Cal all night long, Kevin Jennings engineers another beautiful drive that's capped by a ridiculous catch. Jordan Hudson, the man that had the one-hander earlier, great footwork to get in, and we ain't done. Is it going to be SMU or Duke to play Virginia?
College football playoff selection show. The bracket will be filled. Judgment Day is here.
It was a 31-14 lead for Cal, and not just a lead, they were firmly in control of this game. And SMU has cranked up the tempo, found the end zone on 3 straight drives, and it is a 3-point game as that sells into the end zone and will set up the electric Jaron Kiade Sangapolotele from the 25-yard line. Nick Rolovich was the man that was promoted to interim head coach after the firing of Justin Wilcox on Sunday. He was tasked with getting his team emotionally right. His team loves Coach Wilcox, and they have played a game that would make him proud. At some point, though, club takeaway has to be in the back of your mind. SMU is not forced to turn over tonight. Second nationally in that category. If he ain't broke, don't fix it. Raphael, carry number 30 tonight.
Well, you go back to SMU, the turnovers. They've forced a turnover in 12 straight games dating back to last year. They're one of 4 teams this season to force a turnover in every single football game, and yet to do it here versus Cal.
Here's what I want to know. What happens first? The Brian Harsin gem of a trick play or a club away turnover? That's what I'm looking for here in the final 25. The freshman, 5 Drizel. That is not an easy throw to make, and that's a first down delivered by Sangapolotele.
I always want to go to Sangapolotele's footwork in the pocket there. This is some mature, veteran, grizzly stuff going on from number 3. Feels the pressure, trusts his running back, and then just a simple slide. Doesn't run out of the pocket, doesn't lose his mind, just a simple step back, feel it, keep his eyes up, and delivers a dart down the field for the completion.
Imagine watching this game back in Durham, North Carolina. If you are a Duke Blue Devil, these final 6:43 cannot take off the clock fast enough. On the ground, Raphael is swallowed by Jeffrey Imba, 6'6", 312 pounds, making the stop.
Well, it's been the run game that has been dominant for Cal, and I think SMU saying enough is enough here in the fourth quarter. So it's going to be, to me, watching it for the past 2 possessions, it's going to be on the arm of JKS. He's going to have to continue to make plays here these last 6 minutes in order to keep the ball, get first downs, and see those 6 minutes continue to dwindle away.
Cal wins, sends Duke to the ACC championship game. SMU's only path is a win here tonight. Sangapolotele behind his intended receiver. He was looking for Anthony Lee out of the backfield. What happened there?
Just no one open, honestly, and he's trying to get to his check down late, felt a little pressure. I think might have hit his hand. As you see, he's grimacing in a little bit of pain right now. Let's take a look, watch the left hand, throwing it. Oh, that's the worst feeling for a quarterback, banging your throwing hand on the helmet of either a defender or your own offensive lineman. And right now he knows he's gonna have to make a big time play here on 3rd and long.
Four-man rush, trying to fluster the freshman. They do, and a solo tackle is made in space. Marcellus Barnes Jr. will force a Cal punt. And now the Mustangs defense bulks up to make the stop.
Well, they haven't been able to get a sack, but they're able to get pressure. One of the best, not one of the best, the best defense when it comes to getting after the quarterback in the ACC. He feels the pressure, gets out, able to get the ball, but then you have secondary players playing zone coverage, able to rally up to make the tackle, to get off the field once again, and plenty of time for an offense right now that is absolutely rolling.
Back-to-back punts here for Cal. Pressure, but a clean punt. Yamir Knight lets it bounce, get out of the way, he says. And Cal will let this roll. It's inside the 30-yard line. 4:46 left to go in the game. SMU is down by 3. An amazing comeback here for SMU. Jennings got it started. What followed after that was a 3-and-out. Stopping Cal on a 3-and-out for the first time tonight. And then Jennings decides to throw it up and let go two-man, bring it down. Tap is good from Jordan Hudson. They need to find another score to at least tie this game, extend it. They're looking for the now blow here, looking for a touchdown. Jennings. He's got Hibner. Hibner open, rumbling into plus territory.
The ruling on the field is the ball carried down before the ball became loose. First down.
Absolutely love the play there. Hibner's going to be in the backfield and runs, and they're going to get the line of scrimmage before a replay can be shown.
McFall gets 2 yards on first down. Matthew Hibner, it was a slow start for him. A couple miscues in the throw game from Jennings. But Hibner on the replay, clearly that fumble was caused by the ground.
What a play design, though. Absolutely love the play. You're going to put him in the backfield. Jennings going to fake like he's running. Hibner squeaks right through the line of scrimmage and is wide open through the heart of the defense. Nice up and over throw for the explosive play to get into plus territory. Now all of a sudden SMU saying, hey, let's slow it down a little bit.
You can feel the intensity at home. Jennings, nowhere to go with it. A flag is down. Jennings off to the races, looking for more, and takes it inside the 15, pending the flag thrown behind the offensive line.
Personal foul, illegal hands to the face. It's number 3. The penalty is the force half the distance to the goal from the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Wow, bad time for the penalty issues to come back and haunt Cal. That's against TJ Bush. And tack on more after the 26-yard scamper from Kevin Jennings.
The hands to the face right there, right screen. This is playmaking ability. We've talked with Kevin Jennings. Nothing's there. He's able to extend the play. And then from there, usually does a good job keeping his eyes up to locate receivers. He says, enough. I'm just going to use my legs to get a massive down the field, then tack on the penalty. All of a sudden, blink of an eye, this offense is right back inside the 10-yard line. And they still themselves, like we talked about, want to milk this clock a little bit. They don't want to give Cal an opportunity or too much time to march down the field.
2 tight end look for the Mustangs offense. To the hammer back. Still going forward, and it's going to be really close. They spot him down, but TJ Horton had that late lean, made that call a close one. So 2nd and goal now. Cal making a defensive substitution.
The ruling on the field of the runner being short of the goal line is under further review.
Really looked like from up here, Harden is at least closer than that, the 1-yard line.
I'll say if you're Cal, you kind of hope that he is actually in the end zone, giving you more time with the ball. So that right knee.
Is that a touchdown?
No, I think the right knee might have been down. Hard to see exactly from that angle.
Right knee down. So it's certainly closer than just the 1-yard line.
Yeah, I'd put it about the half-yard line low. Looking at it from those 2 angles, just shy, but definitely not on the 1. Actually may be, once again, a good thing for SMU. Give them an opportunity to now milk this clock closer to that 2-minute timeout.
But what pressure that Rhett Lashley and this SMU team facing, when all season long they didn't feel too much pressure, because after that awful performance against Wake Forest, pretty much everybody had given up on them. There was no talk about SMU football on the CFP at all. However, they've come back with 3 straight wins. They really got that gift with the Pitt upset against Georgia Tech, which set up this game to be a winner-take-all. But for Rhett Lashley, he even pointed out to us, now for the first time, they are the team that's in control, and he questioned how his team would respond to that.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's 2nd down. The ball will be placed at the half-yard line.
So they did scoot it up a little bit, half-yard line, and this is what's on the line. It's Virginia already in. SMU would be in the ACC championship game with the win. If they don't win, Duke will face Virginia. You can feel the tension at home, I am sure. One spot left, two teams alive, and one team that is not a factor in that race could upend all of it. The Cal Golden Bears. And they need to bear down right here. Harden the tailback. Harden brought the hammer, and SMU leads for the first time since it was 7-3. ACC hopes still alive.
What a dominant fourth quarter for SMU. Both sides of the football. Defense finally able to get off the field, had the 3 and out, had another nice stop the last possession, and then this offense has just not been stopped. 4 straight touchdown drives here in the second half.
It was looking good for SMU, to say the least. 30-14 was the deficit. It looked like the nerves were getting the best of Rhett Lashley and company, perhaps unraveling on the sideline. But when in doubt, go to your leader at quarterback. Kevin Jennings has brought them back 13 of 18 in the second half, 163 yards, 29 additional yards on the ground, and it was his legs that set up that touchdown from Harden. So now, just think about the swing of emotion. You're feeling on top of the world if you're Washington Durham, saying, "Go Cal," send us the Duke Blue Devils to the ACC championship game. And now that excitement hinges on the final 2 minutes, 22 seconds, and it looks like Cal is going to try to take all of the time off the clock and get it into the end zone. SMU 2:22 away from a spot in the ACC championship game for the second straight season. Let's check in with Kevin Connors.
All right, Lowell tied at 20, 4th and 2 from the 6. Alabama elects to go for it. Ty Simpson to Isaiah Horton.
And Horton started on the left side. He went inside, and the whole defense lost track of it.
Auburn has it, Lowell, driving on ABC.
What does Charon Kiave Sangapolotele have to wrap up his freshman season? As he earlier joined Jared Goff as the only Cal freshman to throw for 3,000 yards in a year. 222. Of course, it's De Jesus.
Well, if you're SMU, you're saying, hey, this defensive line got some pressure the previous possession. Now it's time to really show what we do getting after the quarterback. 34 sacks on the season. And off to the, you essentially have 4 timeouts. About to get to that 2-minute timeout here in a couple seconds, and then 3 more after we get back from the break.
And that will take us to the 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes separating SMU or Duke from the ACC championship game. Our college football headlines are presented by Harbor Freight. Ohio State takes it to Michigan. They'll play Indiana in the Big Ten championship game. The Big 12 down to Tech and BYU. Virginia beats Virginia Tech. Who will it be? The Mustangs or the Blue Devils? If Cal can drive the length of the field or touchdown, upset SMU will be Duke. If SMU holds on, it's the Ponies. Swing pass to the 4-yard line. Karan Adams. Earlier, he had his first touchdown of Cal career. With 31, 14 lead for the Golden Bears. 21 unanswered here for SMU.
Plenty of time offensively. You have 3 timeouts in your pocket. The clock stops on first down. Obviously, when players go out of bounds, just like that previous play.
Sangapolotele. A receiver got tied up, and there is the flag. Tron Grizel looked like he was held by Deuce Harmon over on the sideline. Grizel didn't even have a
Pass
chance.
interference. Defense number 7. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Couldn't even swing his head and pick up the football. Third PI by SMU. Cal team that fired head coach Justin Wilcox in his 9th season on Sunday. Nick Rolovich on the sideline wearing a headset for the first time since 2021. Songopulatele, a star, sidelined to De Jesus, who now has 12 catches.
I just love his footwork in the pocket, just subtle movements, keeps his eyes up, always looking to go downfield and make a completion. And I think the positive thing right now, too, is with those timeouts and amount of time left, you don't have to feel like you have to get chunk plays. The ball can get out of your hand quickly. You can eliminate this excellent pass rush that SMU has.
No takeaways from the SMU defense. Raphael out of the backfield, spinning inside the 30-yard line, and here comes Cal.
This is the fun little battle now for the coaching staff to kind of worry about is 3 timeouts, a minute 36. You want to score, but you don't want to score fast. So you'd still play your offense right now. Don't have to be in this kind of hurry up mode at the moment.
Under 90 seconds. Songopulatele feels the pressure, rifles it. Barsha has it at the 5-yard line.
Well, they're going to play this Tampa 2. You see the middle safety essentially already lined up back there, number 26. He looks him to the field, knowing he has a bender coming back towards the boundary, moves him enough with his eyes and comes back and rips it. Now the question is, does SMU start to use timeouts here shortly?
Not just this game hanging in the balance to spot the ACC championship game. Songopulatele under center. Raphael right side, got popped. Still picks up a few. Down to the 3-yard line, and now there is a timeout called by SMU.
Charge timeout. SMU, their second of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
Jaron Kiave Songopulatele.
Please set the game clock to 47 seconds.
On this potential game-winning drive, he certainly doesn't look like a freshman. And it's not a redshirt freshman. It's a true freshman.
31 of 40, 333, 4 touchdowns. And let's go through some of the highlights from the superstar here as a freshman. His eyes, his anticipation, the touch down the football field has all been on display the entire season, or the season and obviously this evening. JKS has been a fun quarterback to watch, and to get to one of these defenses that's going to put some pressure on you, make you uncomfortable in the pocket, but nothing seemed to have fazed this young man here this evening.
Back under center, Raphael, the lone tailback. Raphael to the edge, no! Yes! Second effort, Kendrick Raphael rolls in. Are you kidding me? Cal takes the lead back. It looked like he was bottled up.
The field of a touchdown is under further review.
The tough to bring down Kendrick Raphael. This touchdown hinges on the review. Kilgore had him.
He's up. We'll get another angle, hopefully from the other side, but he rolls on top of the defender. Nothing's down, elbow's not down, knees aren't down. He's still up as he rolls. Now he's down, but that ball looks, oh, this is gonna be the best view right here.
That's not a touchdown from that angle.
That's not a touchdown, looks like it's about 6 inches short.
And look at the eyes of Kilgore. Looking immediately for the call. That's a man with conviction that feels like he made the stop as Raphael rolled in. Nervous moments back in Dallas, back in Durham. Rule on the field was a touchdown. Is there enough to overturn this?
think the best view was the previous view where you saw the football
right
this is here. And he is down now. And it looks like the ball short, about a half-yard line. So I don't think it ever did cross the plane.
I mean, it's just got to hit a little bit of the
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
I don't know what we're seeing that they're seeing
4-3.
on some of these replays, Lowell, but that clearly looked like.
What a play by Kendrick Raphael. Literally rolling into the end zone in one of the most unlikely finishes of a touchdown run you will see. Because it looked like he was dead to rights with Kilgore. In California. Wow. After allowing 21 unanswered to surrender the lead, comes back with a touchdown drive engineered by a true freshman in Jaron Kiave Songo Polotele. He's a star. Keep him in Berkeley. That's got to be priority number one.
Oh, you have to keep him inside Berkeley because he is a special young man, and he's had a great season, and this has been the cherry on top this evening versus SMU.
There's still plenty of time for Kevin Jennings and company. It's 43 seconds left. One timeout. They just need to get in field goal range. If SMU can come back and win this game, they head to Charlotte to take on Virginia in the ACC championship game. If Cal holds, it's Manny Diaz and Duke taking on Virginia. Wild how much actually hangs in the balance coast to coast in this crazy ACC. Bearcats go for, and this will set Jennings at the 25-yard line. Once you approach here, 43 ticks left, one timeout.
Well, you need a field goal. You would love to obviously save that timeout for a field goal, but if you have a negative play or a play that's short, you have to be ready to use it if you're Rhett Lashley. But right now, you need chunk plays, 10-plus yard plays, plays where the clock can essentially stop with a first down or even catch it, get out of bounds for these receivers.
12 straight wins in the month of November for the Mustangs. Trying to make it 3 straight appearances in a conference championship game. Jennings, sideline, open, he's got Maryland upended, but a chunk play as they break the 45-yard line.
Will start on the snap.
22 yards for R.J. Maryland.
Beautiful, it just doesn't, he runs a hitch and go, he's gonna stop. The defense gets a little bit lazy, and then he's able to then get on top for a nice completion.
Jennings, middle of the field. Hibner has been hot. The spot is critical here, and he's spotted shy of the first down marker. That means the clock continues to run. Jennings realizes it. He's got to go. Johnson finds his seam, first down yardage. Clock will momentarily stop as Jennings lining up for the spike. Oh no, movement. What do we have here?
A lot of finger pointing is what we got, and flags.
All of the flags on the field.
He's gonna see who moved first.
And that last timeout is critical here for SMU. Yeah, Rhett Lashley is hot.
Snap infraction. Offense number 64. 5-yard penalty. It will be 1st and 15. The offense has called their 3rd and final timeout of the half to avoid the 10-second runoff. It will be 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's a problem right there. With that penalty, you lose the timeout in order to save the 10 seconds, which is the right move. Let's watch the center. Yeah, center definitely snapped it a little bit early, or fake snapped it early. And now it's, hey, if you catch the ball inbounds, don't mess around. If you're SMU, you have to catch it and get down and then get ready to spike the football if you can't get out of bounds.
Please set the game clock to 16 seconds.
So Lowell, the entire field is open. This is not a, hey, you have to catch it and get out of bounds. It just has to be bang, bang, get to the line of scrimmage, snap the football, get ready to spike it. You have enough time to still throw a 7-8 yard pass in the middle of the field.
We saw Sam Keltner starting to get loose on a night that's getting chilly here in Berkeley, California. His season long is a 51-yarder. So still needs to pick up some yardage here to get him a comfortable look. There is 16 seconds on the clock. No timeouts. Jennings cannot take a sack. Really can't afford tackled shy of the first down mark inbounds. And now Cal wants a timeout.
Charge timeout. Cal, their first at that. It would be 30 seconds.
16 seconds. Incredible to think what kind of chaos will ensue in these final 16 seconds. Day started with 6 teams in the ACC still alive for a spot in the conference championship game. The most clear-cut pass belonged to 2 teams. Virginia, a win against Virginia Tech, would clinch their spot. Mission accomplished for them. The other team, SMU, all they had to do was beat a Cal team coming off an embarrassing loss against Stanford to the point it led to the firing of their head coach. A win would put them in. Yet Cal has come back, regained the lead. Can they hold on with 16 seconds left and send Duke to the conference championship? Jennings rolling, throwing short. Johnson has to get out of bounds, and he does at about the 34-yard line. So that's right about where SMU needs to get to make it a 51-yard attempt for Sam Keltner.
I think the same thing we just talked about. Catch it, get out of bounds.
Please set the game clock to 12 seconds.
Or catch it, get down. I think we're getting a little bit too close right now. This may need to be something towards the sideline like we just saw right now. The receiver has an opportunity to catch it, get out of bounds and stop it. Jennings has to know too, if it's not there, just get rid of it.
12 seconds left. Jennings shooting downfield, broke it up, and a flag is down.
Ooh, I think we're gonna get a chop block.
He was looking for the time Matthew Hittner.
After further discussion, there is a foul for a chop block. Third down.
Aggressive tick there by Kevin Jennings, and now Brett Lashley's not going to risk it, bringing out the field goal unit.
That looks like the definition of a chop block to me, Lowell. Engaging up high, then another offensive lineman goes low.
52 yards, this would be a career long for Sam Keltner, the redshirt freshman. To tie the game, and Cal will try to ice the young kicker.
Charge timeout. Cal, their second of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
Lauren, if we get Lauren on there, I want to know what the wind looks like. It's a chilly night tonight. There's been some wind at times. But Lauren, how's the wind down there on the field before this kick?
Woo, it's a little brisk, and the wind is definitely pulling just a little bit down here. It's going to be a tough one, y'all. You can feel the energy, though. Y'all, the stands by no means full, but the energy in this stadium has fired up incredibly.
Keltner, 7 for 12 from 40+ this season. And it all comes down to this for SMU. Can they tie this one up, send it to overtime, or will Duke celebrate across the country in Durham with a spot in the ACC championship game? Kick is up, and the kick is no good. Cal is going to win it, and Duke will play for the ACC championship. Cal, the team with nothing to lose. SMU with it all on the line, a spot in the ACC championship game, and it just hangs too much to the right. And a 12-game November winning streak will come to an end. And across the country, Manny Diaz and his staff can now start game planning for an ACC championship game against the Virginia Cavaliers. That's right, a 5-loss Duke team will advance to the ACC championship. And how about that moment for Nick Rolovich? His first time back on the sideline, wearing a headset since he was dismissed at Washington State in 2021. Reason to celebrate for the Cal Golden Bears. First winning season since 2019.
What an unbelievable victory for this team to be up as much as they were. And then for SMU to really dominate that fourth quarter and then get that one last opportunity to march down the field behind their freshman, sensational quarterback and get the victory and throw utter chaos in the college football world and send Duke to the ACC championship versus Virginia.
Now, Alex Kilgore is saying, I made that stop against Kendrick Raphael. Raphael, the ability to contort his body, spin into the end zone for the go-ahead score, and that was after SMU had scored on 4 straight drives, 21 unanswered. It looked like the Mustangs had finally regained control. Next up, finding a head coach. Coach Rolo was asked about his prospects. Taking the job long term, said he would be honored to. Right now, just basking in this moment. Here's Lauren Sisler from the field.
Coach Rolovich, you're wearing the blue Gatorade right now. It's a little brisk out here, but man, what an emotional win for your football team, having the headset back on. Just describe your overall feelings, your emotion right now, getting the win for this football team.
Just a tremendous credit to these kids for staying together and doing it for the right reasons. The staff, I mean, that's hard on the staff too when you go through this. And for them to stay together and understand we can go out and play this game for the seniors and to win it like that in the fourth quarter, that's something that none of us will forget, and we're very appreciative of the opportunity. Just an awesome deal for Cal football.
You told the team this week that you wanted them to come out here and play for each other, as well as Justin Wilcox. How did you see the team embody that spirit throughout this football game?
I hope he's got his feet up smiling. That's what I hope. But they love each other, and that's the culture he built.
Let's bring in your quarterback here, Jaren Kiave. Come on in here, my man. Jaren.
Hey, nephew. Love you, son.
Love you all.
God did this. God did this. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Jaren Kiave, an incredible night. Just take me through this football game and what allowed you to settle in and move this offense down the field into this win.
We lost our head coach, and
about to go over here.
Well, it was a valiant effort, but you can't stop that field storming that has ramifications.
we lost someone that really meant the world to me. That gave me a chance to be able to come out here in my first year and play. But all the glory is due to my Lord and Savior Jesus. He kept me strong during this week, and just all the guys. We trusted in the Lord, and we just trusted in each other, and we trusted in Rolo to help us during this week.
When you have guys like this surrounding us, about to knock us over, what does this mean to you, to this football program, to send the seniors out on a high note?
It's a blessing, but I don't deserve any of this praise. I'm just here to spread the word of my Lord and Savior because He deserves it all. And I'm just so grateful that He prepared us. We went during the season. We were in moments like this that ultimately we fell short. But it was in those moments that God kept us through it. That when it would be our time to come through it again, we would succeed. And that I do this thing only for His glory, and I'm just glad that He helped us get the victory.
All right, Lowell, we'll send it back up to you, my man.
Jay MKS. It's priority number one. I'd argue even before you find the head coach, you make sure that that young man is going to be your quarterback next season. Phenomenal job by true freshman. True freshman, first year on campus. 31 of 40, 330 through the air, 4 touchdowns, turnover-free football by the Golden Bears.
No sacks, no turnovers, and then leads an epic 2-minute drive to finish off his regular season as a true freshman quarterback.
Shocking upset in California sends a team from Carolina to the ACC championship game. Cal wins. Duke is in. They will take on Virginia for the ACC title and a spot in the CFP. For Lauren and Aaron and our entire wonderful crew, I'm Lowell Galindo. Thank you so much for watching. Coming up next, College Football Scoreboard with Kevin Connors and Trevor Maddich.